Yo, what's up? Aussie to Nathan in here. What up, man? So I actually decided, I was live on the DMA channel a little bit ago. I like number 3 better. That's what it's on now, 3. And then with this new, I'm changing stuff up all the time. So I got the new camera over here. So the mic, I have to sit like kind of further this way now to look good. So the mic was like too far. I had to stretch it all the ways because it could go. I think I'd probably move it over that way a little bit. It's too much right now. It's like too close to me. See, I guess I could put it like that. But yo, what up, bro? Man, good to see you over there in the DMA channel, man. What do you think about that? That guy's funny, dude. That troll's funny. He's not a doctor. I mean, you could tell that he's not a doctor by the way he was writing stuff. Like, you're not a doctor, bro. He's trying to be smart. You know, he's not like a complete imbecile, but he's not as smart as he thinks he is. Yo, what up, dog? I haven't seen Public Tour over here, dude, and Christopher Corder channel ever. You're having sensory issues right now. What's that mean? I'm a little slow. After I was, reading, Dr. Robert, the auditor's auditor, it kind of got dumbed down a little. No, yeah, I know what you meant. Yeah, I know. I am these days. Like, I don't stream multiple platforms on the same stream anymore, though. I just do one at a time now. So, but this is just the new channel. Like, this channel here will grow as soon as I get unshadow ban, if that ever happens. And I can put this link to this one in the description. And well, it's already in the description, but I put it in the pinned comment. That's how I get subscribers. And I've got 200 subscribers just from putting it on the DMA channel and the pinned comment. But that's just and that's with the shadow ban. So like, if I could finally get, like at least 50,000 views, I'd get a lot of subscribers here. But I think I'm going to upload one more video tomorrow on the DMA and try something different. And if it still bombs, then I'm going to wait till the 5th. Loaf, stop, Loaf. I had to like block the little dog door thing because they were going out there barking too much. No, it's not the new thumbnail style. My new thumbnail style I mean, it's just because I'm making my thumbnails. So my thumbnails suck because I used to outsource my thumbnails and I've just been making them now, but I've been making my own thumbnails now for like a year and a half, dude, with the same views. The views only went down, dude. The very first video that I dropped after that strike, videos down or views down. It's the strike, dude. It's absolutely the strike. There's no way my views could be literally the same for the entirety of my channel, dude. 3.5 years. And then all of a sudden I get a strike. And then the very first video I drop after the strike, it's like 9,000 views. And then they just stay bad, like 9 to 15,000 the whole time. It's the strike. It has nothing to do with the thumbnails or any of that. Oh, you don't even recognize my video? I've been making my own thumbnails now for about a year and a half. So, I mean, sometimes like Direct Deal do a thumbnail for me. And then I got this other guy that will do a thumbnail for me now and then. I remember I asked you to do one for me one time, remember? But then I didn't need you to. But I mean, I've been making them. I got Canva like you told me. But I don't even like Canva, dude. Like, I feel like there's limitations on Canva. Like, I feel like I could do more with something else. Like, I was going to check out the one that DirectD has. I forgot what he told me. It's like Pixel or something like that he uses. Because his thumbnails are, and I'm not just saying this because he's my friend, dude. Like, they're the best in the business, in our niche anyways, I think. Oh yeah, see, even you, bro, and you got notifications set on all. So yeah, it's not something weird, dude. It's called shadow ban. That's what it is. That's why I don't get any views now. So it sucks, dude. I don't know what to do, man. Like I said, if it doesn't go away on the 5th, and I'm literally abandoning that entire channel, dude. I'm just gonna say fuck it. I'll never post another video on it again. And like, dude, my backup channel is already growing, dude, because it's not shadow ban. So like I have, because that channel was mainly used for like I do street interviews and stuff like that, you know, different stuff. And I never got more than like 800 views. But now I've been dropping some videos on it. And this last video is like just a regular video that I would have dropped on the DMA channel. But I dropped it on the backup and it's got almost, I think it's got 7,000 views now, you know, so it's the most views I've ever had on that channel. So like I can regrow a whole new channel if I have to. I just don't want to do that. I don't want to start from scratch. You know what I mean? But I mean, that's what happens to you. People get censored, man. It hadn't happened to Adam Kokesh. They censored him and shadow banned him permanently. That's why he quit. So if it's permanent, then I'll have to start over. But if it goes away, then thank God, because I don't want to start all over, dude. The whole process all over again, build up your subscribers, build up your views. Shit took me a long time to do. But I mean, I can do it. I'm resilient. But it does get discouraging, though, for sure. So the topic is, do you take the arrest or do you just leave under threat of arrest? That's the topic. I've seen your new thumbnails. I mean, yeah, I've seen them. Photoshop is actually really easy. You know, I use Premiere. I use Adobe. So I'm wondering, there's got to be something for thumbnails. I wonder if I pay for, I don't know if I get everything. I think I get everything for what I'm paying. They probably have a thumbnail option thing that I could download that app and just use that one and try it out. I should do that. There's a package. Yeah, because I pay for Adobe, but I only use Premiere Pro. That's it. Photoshop, is that so? Is Photoshop how you make thumbnails on Adobe? Because I could just download Photoshop and just start using that. Because I'm paying extra for Canva. I pay like $15 a month for Canva. And if I'm already getting it for free from Adobe, I might as well just do that. Okay, yeah, it is. Cool. I'll just try that one out too. See how it goes. I just feel like there's limitations on Canva, dude. Like there's certain things that I see people do that I can't figure out how to do on Canva. And like kind of like the letters, you know, like it fades in from like orange to blue or whatever you want it to do. Like I can't figure out how to do that. I don't think I can do that. And then DirectD does this thing where like the wording looks like it's like diagonal. You know what I mean? Like I can't do that on Canva. The only thing that we can do on Canva is like a curve, you know, which I use sometimes. It's cool, but sorry guys, I'm gonna eat some bacon. how you do the border on the people. What are you talking about? Oh, that's what's different? Is that what you mean? I like crispy bacon, but this one was like burnt. So who's in here? I only see public tour. Everyone else is lurking. Well, Ben was in here. Oh, Corey. Sorry, I missed you, dude. What's up, Corey from Massachusetts? Oh, public tour. Let me give you a wrench, bro. What I got to do for my phone, though. Sometimes it's like a process, too, because it won't let me. Oh, gosh, man. I hate the way like updates and messing my phone up. It won't let me open the stream from my phone if I'm like on the same channel. It's stupid. Oh, I already got 208 subscribers. I gained like literally 9 subscribers since I did the DMA live stream. See, that's what I'm saying. If I could not be shadow banned, I would get so many subscribers from just putting it in the pinned comment. It's like so frustrating. Okay, but anyways, I can't dwell on it. Come on, maybe later. Stupid. See, it does it again. See, look, I try to hit the stream and it just like will not open it. So what I have to do is I have to share it. I don't know what this is, why this is doing this. So I have to share it like via text message to myself, and then I can open it from my text messages. It's stupid. Every time. Okay, so now it opens. Every time. Okay. So let me throw you a wrench, bro. Yo, what's up, Tag? Good to see you, bro. Yeah, you use Canva too, but it's basic. Yeah, that's what I feel too, man. I could do so much cooler stuff with, because every time I do a thumbnail, I'm like, man, this is cool, but like, because I'm pretty creative, you know. I'm like, I feel like it could be better. Then I look at other people's thumbnails. Then I'll have my social media manager guy. Remember Public Tour? Remember that guy that we were talking about? You were looking him up for me to see if he was legit. And you're like, yeah, he's legit. I'm working with him again. And he'll like doctor some shit up for me. And it's like so much better with the way it's like, it was like the same thumbnail, but it's like way doper when he does it. I'm like, oh man. Hey, username, what up, man? Life Under the Microscope's in here too. Cue the audit. Oh, you're a lurker? Well, thanks for announcing yourself. I'm good, man. You know, I could complain, right? But it doesn't do any good too anyways, right? So, I mean, if you're alive, that's the most important thing. You wake up breathing. Life's life's what you make of it. You can't always control your circumstances, but you can always control how you respond. Oh, I got low battery. Plug in here. Oh, border around the people. Yeah, I can do that in Canva. I do, but sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll do the glow. Sometimes I'll just leave it straight up, but sometimes I'll do the glow because it looks better. And sometimes I'll do the outline. I'll do white, black, or red or blue. If it's a cop, I'll usually do red or blue. And if it's like a person, I'll do white or black. And if it's somebody I'm trying to troll, like a public employee, I'll do pink. I gotten pretty good at like changing the colors of their shirts to pink because I do that sometimes, you know, to troll them. Pink or purple shirts, or like Canva's got this cool thing where you can like it's like AI, and you can like type something in, like you put the picture up there and then you type pink cop uniform and then like hit enter and it like changes his uniform into a pink cop uniform. Or put like clown hair or whatever and like it changes it and he's got clown hair all of a sudden. Dude, you go to edit. Or watch, let me show you. Watch. Let's see. Let's see if I can share my Canva screen. Ah, come on. See, preset, share screen. Oh, let's do like this. Entire screen. To share your screen, allow screen recording for Chrome and system preferences. Then you'll need to restart Chrome. Oh, hell no. See, every time you do an update, shit. I can't do it though. Because if I do that, it will. I'll do it later because if I do that, it'll end my whole stream, dude. So I can't even share it right now. Pissing me off. Every time you do an update, there's constant updates, man. It's annoying. Yeah, I can't restart Chrome right now. So anyways, I'll just, hold on. You'll be able to know when I do this. So you just go to like something and edit, right? You click on the image you want to do, and then you hit edit. And then you go to magic edit. It's got the rose. It's like the hand and the rose, and you hit magic edit. And then you can like use the little brush thing, you know, like the circle thing. And you can like if you want to change his hair to clown hair, then you just like brush his hair. And then you would hit like, you'd put like describe your edit. You put clown hair, and then you put generate. Or if you want to do the whole thing, you can just click too. You can hit click instead of brush and click the whole image. And then you can say turn into a bear or whatever. You know what I mean? That's how you do it. It's actually pretty sweet, dude. I like how Canva does that. Yeah, it's called Magic Edit. You got to check that out, dude. So you can like clown. It's like a perfect way to like troll like the public employees when they start acting dumb. Like put clown hair on them, put pink shirts, and you can put them in a dress. I put a dude in a dress, a wedding dress once. I hope you're right, dude. I hope you're right. I mean, it was my social media manager dropped a video. It's a little compilation video, 10 minutes. Got 36,000 views. It's not a ton, but that's what I would expect from one of those videos because it's a short one. You only really get a lot of views if it's like 20 to 30 minutes. So I thought it was over because I was getting like 10, 15,000, right? And then I dropped a video today, but it bombed. But I'm like, it's not really a great video though. That's what I'm thinking maybe. My public comment ones usually get at least 20,000 though, even if they're not that great. 20,000, like 20 to 60. So I'm like, what's going on? My shorts are hit or miss. Like that's another thing, shorts. So I just dropped a short today too, and it's at 10,000 in 6 hours. Yeah, not really that great. It says 7 of 10, but like nice views are similar to what you usually get, but it lowered what's usual to me. You know what I mean? Like that, like 3-4 months ago, that would have been like 10 of 10, like terrible. Viewers are not watching as often. Like that's what it would have said. It wouldn't have said nice. Viewers are similar. Our views are. So I think I'm probably just still shadow. I don't know why I got 36,000 on that one. It's weird. It's like a fluke or something. So I was going to try one thing tomorrow. And then if it still bombs, then I'm just going to wait until after the 5th. Try that with text. What do you mean? You want to come up here, dude? Public tour? I'll give you the link, dude. Come up here and chop it up with me. Oh, you love the videos of me and Regan? Right on. I don't think I'm going to be working with Regan anymore. It's just, I'm kind of solo by myself now. It's literally just me by myself. I'm a one-man kind of guy. So, me and Regan aren't like we don't hate each other. It's just, we're just going our own ways, you know? That's all. But I mean, we do make a good team. I think so. Did you see the video, Ben, on the 2.0 channel of me and Regan in my truck doing the cop watch? We were following that cop around. He tried to ditch us, but he couldn't. Magic editor on the text. I haven't tried that yet. I have to try that. Okay, you're not home right now? All right. Okay, I see what you're saying. You've seen several shadow bans and they go away. Because this one's been going on literally for 3 months now. On the 5th will be exactly 3 months, and that will be when the strike expires. Are you saying that's going to go away after that? Oh, you loved it? You don't have to put up videos daily. I actually recommend against doing that, dude. Like, first of all, there's no way I could do that unless I have somebody editing my videos because it takes too long to edit. But secondly, if I got a video and I'm dropping a video and it's doing well, sometimes it'll do well for like 3-4 days. I don't want to stall that video out by dropping another video because sometimes when people open YouTube, right, maybe they're only on YouTube once a week, right? And so they get on once a week and now they got like 3 videos to catch up on you. Maybe they only have time to watch 1 video, right? Or maybe, you know, maybe they're on YouTube every day, but you know, they don't have time. Maybe, you know, they watch audits but they also watch, you know, like some comedy stuff. And, you know, they only have time for 2 audits a day. You know what I mean? And they don't want to watch, you know, catch up on all. Maybe they want to watch a Bay Area Transparency one and a Denver Metro Audits one. They don't want to watch 2 Denver Metro Audits ones, right? So I think when you drop too many, I would like to wait till my views are like dwindling down and then I'll drop a new video. I think dropping every day, I mean, yeah, you could make more money that way, true. Because you'll always have like max views, but I'd rather have the best bang for my buck. You know what I mean? I want the most people to see each video. It's not about money like people, like the trolls say, oh, just about money. It's really not. If it was, I would totally do things totally different. I wouldn't do ever any public comment city council videos. I'd never do them ever. They don't get near as many views. I just do only cop watching stuff. I wouldn't do public records requests. I wouldn't do complaints. I wouldn't do all this stuff that I do because that doesn't make me any money. I just drop videos and throw it on YouTube and that's it and go to the next thing. So yeah, exactly. Because not everyone has time to watch, you know, a video. If they're only on YouTube, you know, once every 3-4 days, and you drop a video every single day, you're not going to sit there and watch 3-4 videos of yours in a row. You know what I mean? They're going to watch 1, maybe 2. I mean, if they're a diehard fan, maybe they would, but some people, there's only so many audits they can take, you know? I mean, a lot of you guys, though, I mean, you guys watch audits every day. You know exactly what's going on in the community. Way more than I do. I'm always the last one to know what's going on. What was it? Somebody's telling me something recently that happened. I didn't even know that much. I knew something was going on with Craig Hendry, but I didn't know that much until I saw Flex Your Freedoms did a community post and I was like, checked it out. And I was like, oh, dude, he's in jail. Got arrested and then he got sentenced. And I was like, figuring out the thing, what was happening to him. You guys should definitely, if you can, go to his, I made a community post and go check it out. I put his GoFundMe link in there. I gave a donation. I mean, if you can't afford to, you can't. But I mean, if you can afford $20 or even $10, whatever you can afford, if you can. I mean, if you can't, then you can't. But if you can, Oh, dude, that's a travesty, dude. Like, dude, Craig Hendry is a freaking hero, man. I mean, I look up to that guy. He's a hero, dude. He gave up the most sacred, important thing that an individual can have, their freedom, to expose corruption. And he didn't even break the law. He literally just posted phone numbers, like public phone numbers and emails that are already on the website. It's already public information. It's not like their personal phone numbers that they have. It's their work stuff. I do that. Every auditor does that. I do it on every single video. You go to every single video, I have information, names and badge numbers, cell phone numbers, emails. And then a bunch of people called in to complain, which people do because, that's your First Amendment right to redress your government, right? That's how you know it's corrupt, dude. This is a protected activity to redress your government. And I just disseminate the information, and now I'm committing a crime for that? That's crazy, dude. And he didn't just go to jail for 10 days, dude. 500 and something days. Like over a year and something. Craig Hendry is a hero, man. In my book, dude. And his ideas, his ideology, super coincides with mine, dude. He's a libertarian. He's just like me, dude. He believes in the abolition of the state. I think he's an anarcho-capitalist. I'm not sure, but the way he talks, I think he is. I mean, the current system that we have clearly isn't working. A lot of people think, without a government, we'd just be invaded and all that. The last live stream I did on this, towards the end of it, Christopher Corva channel, we read some of the audiobook of Freedom. The book Freedom. Read like a couple of chapters. It's on his YouTube channel, Adam Kokesh Freedom. And you should check it out. It's a life-changing book. If I didn't read that book, there would be no DMA. I would never started a channel. That is like what I started watching him. And then just the algorithm kind of just led me into audits, because it's kind of similar stuff. He's not an auditor, but he's done audits, because he does street interviews and stuff like that. And it kind of turns into an audit because the cops are trying to harass him for trying to record on the sidewalk and stuff, saying that you need a permit. You need permission to record on a sidewalk if it's outside of the White House, right? And so all of a sudden it turns into a First Amendment audit. Well, did you swear an oath to the Constitution when you took your job as a United States Parks police officer? That's irrelevant, sir. Your oath is irrelevant? The Constitution is irrelevant? Which is it, sir? Adam Kokesh is like OG, dude. Like original gangster, dude. We should watch it. Have you guys seen that video? It's not a long video. Let's watch it real quick. Let me look it up. So you guys can see what I'm talking about. Like I have that's the main goal that I started my activism, was literally to just spread his message. That's it. I mean, this was like a way to get my foot in the door, but my ultimate goal is not audits, guys. I have way more stuff that I want to accomplish besides just doing audits. Hold on. Oops. Okay. I mean, this is like this video right here was like, to me, was like the #1 audit of all time, dude. Okay, let's put it on like this screen. All right, you guys got to see this. Check this out. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. I think it's got like 5-6 million views or something like that, crazy like that. This is kind of like a redo that I did of his video. This is on the DMA channel. It's under my playlist, Adam Kokesh. Go check out all of those videos on my channel and go check out his channel and subscribe.
You need a permit to film on the sidewalk. If you go back on the sidewalk, you will be arrested.
Did you swear an oath to the Constitution when you took this job as a United States Parks Police officer, sir?
That's irrelevant, sir. I'm merely stating
Your oath is irrelevant. They have a bigger camera following them than all the little cameras that people are filming with there. That for someone in my situation, the First Amendment doesn't apply.
no comment, sir.
Sad.
Hey guys, we have an oldie but goodie from the Utah State marble champion himself, Adam Kokesh. Be sure to check out the debate between Adam and Rogue Nation. The link to that video is in the description and pinned comment. Subscribe to Adam Kokesh and Rogue Nation. Let's go.
Any good reactions here?
For roughing the house.
Oh yeah,
nothing.
we've had some people who never considered taxation of theft. It's really exciting to get people to just consider that sometimes.
Good luck.
Check this out, Lucas. We have the attention of the United States Parks Police. What can I do for you, officer?
Unless you got a permit for the sidewalk, you can interview people on the street as much as you want. All right.
So the issue is the structure of the monopod being on the sidewalk.
No, it's just the filming.
Is this sidewalk a public place?
36 CFR 7.96. Unless you have a permit from the National Park Service to commercially film on their property, then just step it down the sidewalk. I don't have any other issue. You can interview people down here. It's from here to there. All right.
We're just independent citizen journalists exercising our First Amendment rights, and we believe that we
Unless
have
it's for breaking news coverage, sir. That's the policy.
Well,
That's the law.
It's breaking right now. There's a United States Park Police officer harassing an independent journalist for exercising his First Amendment rights. That's breaking news, don't you think?
I'm not harassing you. I'm asking you nicely if you had a permit. You said no. I'm advising you of the law, which I'm sure you know.
Well, I do have a permit, actually. It's the First Amendment to the Constitution.
Okay, do you have one from the National Park Service, sir?
The Park Service doesn't recognize the Constitution? Well, I guess that makes sense.
I'm not going to get into this back and forth with you. Do you have a permit from the National Park Service to film on National Park Service property?
Do you have evidence that we are commercially filming?
Is it commercial?
Do you have evidence?
Is it going up on YouTube?
Do you have evidence that what we are doing is a commercial exercise?
We're done. If you want to continue on the sidewalk, continue. You'll be in violation. Okay.
Of
And
the
rest will-
CFR.
36 CFR 7.96. Have a good day, Mr. Kokesh.
Ooh. So what do you want to do, Luke? Do you want to keep filming on the sidewalk?
Alright, so we're gonna pan here. This isn't even a. They're like,
They're filming on the sidewalk.
All of these.
And they're filming on the sidewalk. And that guy's filming on the sidewalk. That guy's filming on the sidewalk.
This is Adam Kokesh reporting unlawfully from in front of the White House, thanks to a clear violation of the First Amendment by the Parks Police officers you see standing behind us. Apparently, we are already in violation of the regulation quoted by one officer and subject to arrest as well now for disobeying the orders of an officer. That's right. We could be arrested at any time standing right here filming while we're surrounded by tourists with cameras filming on their own behalf. But
you mean I can get arrested for this?
yeah, Lucas. Okay, well, it appears now that my cameraman standing off the sidewalk is not liable for arrest. But, oh, and now we see the lovely Parks Police officers coming over to join us. Why don't you pan around, Lucas, and see what's going on here? Maybe we can get an interview with one of the officers themselves. This would be very exciting. How you doing, sir?
I'm Sergeant D'Onofrio with the United States Park Police. Please don't stick that in my face. Thank you. Just giving you 1 second warning. You were up on the sidewalk. You need a permit to film on the sidewalk. My officer is very clear of that.
Is it public space?
Yes, it's a public space, but you're performing a commercial enterprise on a public space, which requires a permit.
The First Amendment doesn't apply there without permission, you're saying?
You need a permit. That's all I'm saying. You're off the sidewalk now. You're not in violation.
Did you swear an oath to the Constitution when you took this job as a United States Parks Police officer, sir?
That's irrelevant, sir. I'm merely stating.
Your oath is irrelevant? The Constitution is irrelevant? Which is it, sir?
Sir, the only thing I'm here to discuss is the fact that you need a permit to be on that sidewalk. You're off the sidewalk now. If you go back on the sidewalk, you will be arrested.
Well, I was actually here to discuss all the various ways in which our government is so grossly outside of the bounds of the Constitution. I'm so glad that you came and give me a real life example right here of a government that's out of control, not even having respect for basic
Thank
First
you. We're
Amendment
done.
journalist rights.
For a second time.
We're done. Thank you.
No comment. What about your oath, sir? Did you swear an oath to the Constitution? Gentlemen, what about you? You swear an oath to the Constitution when you took your job with Parks Police as a law enforcement officer in the United States? Did you just agree to walk away from people who want to talk to you? This is how you treat a citizen, civilian, just looking for answers from a police department? I've been advised, and now I got a question. I want to talk to you. You don't want to talk? You can't talk to a member of the public? You can't answer questions, reasonable questions from an independent citizen journalist about law enforcement, about what you're doing here, about your oath to the Constitution?
Film on the sidewalk. I'm not going to be part of your interview. That's it.
Will you take questions from an independent citizen journalist just to talk about what your job is? What about you, sir? You're not available to talk to a citizen who wants to know what's going on, what you're doing here?
You can speak to the PIO if you want to interview.
No comment.
I can speak to the PIO, but I want to talk to you. I want to talk to the guys actually here on the street that are actually the ones that, if I were to do something that
Sorry, guys. Basically, what I was going to say is what Adam teaches is if people aren't hurting you, just leave them alone. Let them do what they're doing, right? That's the whole premise of libertarianism, right? You know, when you were in kindergarten and you go tell on someone and the teacher would say, hey, is it hurting you? No? Okay, well, then don't be a tattletale. That's basically what being a libertarian is. Don't be a tattletale, right? Who cares if he's recording on the sidewalk because his camera is a little bit bigger than everyone with the little cell phones recording there? This is back in like 2015 or something like that. It's an old video. He's old school. Might even be older than that. Who cares? Why are you going to... They literally threatened to arrest him and lock him in a cage for taking pictures on a sidewalk, dude. The government is so out of control, man. And like people just think we're so free in this country when we're like way less free than we were during the founding of this country. It's not even close to the same. We were more free under the British rule.
that violated the limits that you want to put on the First Amendment here would be the ones actually grabbing me, handcuffing me, doing whatever it is that you got to do to detain me.
Right now, you're good.
Well, I know I'm good right here. Okay, well, so then let's talk. What do you think about your oath to the Constitution?
I've advised you of the rule and the regulation. That's all I'm here to do.
Do you believe that that regulation is
The
constitutional?
rule. Okay. I don't interpret them. I enforce them. I don't.
I repeated this a bunch of times in my edit. I don't interpret them. I enforce them. Typical, like what do we say, guys? They're just order followers. He's admitting he's an order follower. I don't interpret them. I enforce them.
Interpret them. I enforce them. I enforce them. I enforce them. Okay.
Now, if you were given a rule to enforce
said,
that you knew was unjust or
you're fine, you're on the
contradicted your oath to the
You go back to
Constitution,
the sidewalk.
you would just enforce without
If you have any
question?
other questions, you can speak to PIO. Thank you, sir.
So you think your regulations trump the Constitution? No comment on that, of course. Sergeant, are you available, Sergeant? Because I'm a citizen with some concerns here, and it seems to me that the regulation you're attempting to enforce, I will respect your space, sir, but I think that
As you
this,
stated, if you wish to do an interview, you need to contact our public information officer.
well, you're the one right here making the decision about whether or not I get arrested for filming on the sidewalk. So, right, but I get to talk to you, right, as a citizen, talking to a law enforcement officer.
Talk back.
So this regulation that you're talking about here that says independent citizen journalists or anybody filming, if they're Adam Kokesh or if they have a bigger camera following them than all the little cameras that people are filming with there, that for someone in my situation, the First Amendment doesn't apply?
No comment, sir.
So did you take an oath to the Constitution when you took this job?
No comment, sir.
Why are you twitching?
No comment, sir.
Are you nervous?
No comment.
Do you have a problem actually honoring your oath to the Constitution? Do you have a problem honoring your word in general? Is this something that makes you uncomfortable?
No comment.
This Adam guy or whatever his name is, Lucas. Look at him, dude. Look at the smile on this guy right here. Look at the smile on his face. It's hilarious.
Have a problem actually honoring your oath to the Constitution? Do you have a problem honoring your word in general? Is this something that makes you uncomfortable?
No comment, sir.
This is a disgrace. This is the state of law enforcement in America today. This is what it's come to. And I don't want to single out this officer. Sir, I'm sure you're a great guy. I'm sure as an individual, you're a fine gentleman, but you can see how you're in a difficult spot here.
No comment, sir.
No comment. I'm sure you're a good guy. This isn't about you personally, but you see the incentive system that's been created, the position that you've been put in by the government, by the system here, where you are an enforcer of unjust laws. You have sworn an oath to the Constitution, and you take a paycheck every day to come out here and violate individual rights or enforce edicts, enforce regulations that violate that basic Constitution that you swore an oath to.
No comment, sir.
You're not unique in this, but sir, I really hope that we can do something to at very least improve the state of law enforcement in America, and we don't end up with people like you in difficult positions like this trying to enforce laws that you know are wrong. Thank you for your time, sir.
You're welcome.
You're gonna shake hands at the end of a conversation, just polite to say I appreciate that. The other officer did. Not a standard of courtesy. Sad. Adam versus the Man Renegade recording crew at the White House also requires the presence of law enforcement horses' asses.
Wow, guys, that's all I have to say is wow. And Dr. Donna Walter, good to see you in here. Said something that was pretty good here. He interpreted the man was doing something commercial. Now, people like trolls and people that just don't understand, they like to say, oh, you're getting paid from YouTube. It's commercial. No, it's not commercial. A commercial is like if I have to like pay for a permit and, to block off a section of the public sidewalk, because I'm shooting a commercial or a TV show or a movie or something like that, that's commercial. Like I don't know how it's defined in other cities, but I know Denver specifically, it's defined as you have a crew of 5 men or more, or you have like generators, stuff like that. Like that would be commercial. Like just going out there with like you and a couple buddies with your cell phones, that's not commercial. Even here, there was 3 people. They had a little bit bigger cameras. He had a monopod and, a decent sized camera, a nice one. Like even, is bigger than this one even. That's not commercial though. You know what I mean? Like people just don't understand. Just because you're publishing it on YouTube doesn't mean it's commercial. So commercial has a very specific legal definition, like Direct D would say, and that's not what that is. Yo, what's up, John Winchester? So anyways, that's Adam Kokesh, guys. You got to go check him out, man. Go check out his videos and leave him a comment. Let him know I said hello. Right, using the likeness. So like if you're using somebody's likeness to sell merchandise or something like that, but it has to be like their actual picture. It can't be like a AI generated cartoon picture, like I have some stuff. Let's see. Do I have it? Let's see if I have it on here. I had the Chatty-O one. I don't know if it's still on here. I think I got rid of it. Oh, here it is. See the top right corner. Mad Chad. That's Mad Chad, guys. But like that's a what's it called? An AI like cartoon looking figure thing. It's not like an actual. So So nobody's even answered the question of the topic though. So do you have to take the arrest or do you leave under duress? And it's either you leave under threat of arrest or you leave under duress. It's not you leave under threat of duress. You ever hear people say that? I'll leave under threat of duress. And mine says right here, it says arrest taker underneath my name, but it doesn't mean that you never know. Maybe you don't have to take the arrest. I always take them, right? Like I've taken a lot of arrests, so. Dr. Donna Walter says threat of arrest. Does anyone else have an opinion? Is threat of arrest good enough? Or do you need to actually take the arrest? John Winchester, highly situational. If you take the arrest and get injured in the process, the payout will be exponentially higher if your end goal is seeking money. Yeah. Depends on the situation. To elaborate on your comment, John Winchester, it is situational, but of course the payout's going to be worse if you get injured. And that's kind of like why I think that threat of arrest doesn't really do anything. And unless you're going to do everything pro se, I mean, good luck finding an attorney that's going to represent you for threat of arrest. I can't even find an attorney to represent me, and I've been arrested. So threat of arrest, no way, dude. There's a shortage of civil rights attorneys in the United States. And what that tells me is that there's way too many police officers violating people's rights. So they can be selective. And it takes, and Christopher Ruff, if you're still in here, he disagrees with me. But it does, in my opinion, it takes the same amount of work to win a $50,000 lawsuit as it does to win $1 million lawsuit, you know, in most circumstances. So they can be selective. If they have tons of people hitting them up, you know what I mean? They got to turn down people left and right because, you know, they're only one attorney or one firm. And you're going to take the ones where the guy got tased and the guy got his shoulder dislocated and the guy, you know, the old lady got her face bashed in, right? Those are the ones you're going to take. You're not going to take the one of threat of arrest, right? I mean, think about it. If you were an attorney and you had all these people calling you, are you taking threat of arrest, or are you taking, you know, these other 10 people that got, you know, their head busted open, right? And, you know, if you want to do pro se, fine. But just like Christopher Ruff says, people don't take you seriously. If you're not an officer of the court, they're going to, oh, look, this guy, we're going to bully him now. Like I had, Carolina was telling me that. Well, I was going to go pro se, you know, just until see if they're going to drop it. And then I was going to get an attorney if they didn't. Well, they're definitely not dropping it if you don't get an attorney. Because now like, oh, look, she's trying to do pro se. Cool. We're just going to bully her. We're definitely not dropping it now. They're only going to drop it if you have the attorney, right? That's the thing. There's process, there's terminology, right? That you have to learn. You have to know when you're in court. And if you don't know it, even the jury's going to notice that stuff. They're going to be like, oh, you know, this guy's not as well spoken. This guy doesn't really, even if you're right, if you don't know how to litigate in a courtroom, the jury is not going to believe you as much either, right? So you got to keep that in mind. That's why I personally think threat of arrest is like, there's nothing there, man. Nothing's going to change in the threat of arrest. You just got bullied. That's it. That's my opinion. And I know a lot of people disagree, but like I said, I got 2 cases right now where I literally got arrested, that I beat the cases, and I still haven't found an attorney. No one wants to take it because it's just, I just sat in jail for a day, not even a day, 12 hours. That's it. I didn't get injured. I didn't get slammed in the concrete, you know? I mean, all these civil rights attorneys out here in Colorado got big cases like that they're working on. So it's difficult, man. And, you know, even if you get arrested, it's hard to find sometimes an actual civil rights violation. Like they can arrest you and be wrong. I mean, someone correct me if I'm wrong here, but they can arrest you if they're wrong. And if you get found not guilty or they dismiss it, I mean, they still can arrest you, right? Doesn't mean they violated your rights for arresting you. Am I wrong on that? So it's hard to get a civil rights attorney to be like, yeah, you know, your rights are violated. That's why they just say, oh, that's what court's for. Take it to court. Like they don't care because they know they're protected. I can't really take an arrest on a Tuesday night. I mean, there's a thing too, like I can't really take an arrest on any night now. You know, things change. So of all the times that I just straight up said, hey man, I'm not leaving here unless I'm leaving in handcuffs, period. I can't really do that now. You know, I mean, I could, but I mean, if anyone wants to clown on me because I leave under threat of arrest now, you know, well then kick rocks, bud, and unsubscribe and don't ever watch my videos. I want to see what you're doing with your activism, because you know, if I get arrested now I can't get out and I'm stuck, you know, so I can't be working to make money. I have bills to pay just like everyone else. I'm just stuck in a jail cell because I'm on a probation hold. You know what I mean? Until I got to go see the judge and, you know, so who knows what's going to happen. So people just can't do it. Yep. Like I say, sometimes you got to play chess and not checkers. And I already got to that point a while ago. Thank God I'm almost done. I'm only got one case left, finally. I got a trial coming up, but I have 2 appeals I'm still waiting on. Well, I got 1 appeal I'm waiting on and 1 appeal I'm still trying to find an attorney for the federal case. So if any of you know of any attorneys, you should email me. They'd be good at doing like a federal appeal. Oh, you know, I got to change this. That's not the right. I got to change it to this one. Christopher Cordova channel. Denver Metro Audits at gmail.com. Thanks, Don. Thanks, Donna. I've seen some debates and stuff of Dr. Donna Walter on Facebook. She's got I'm following her on Facebook, and I think you identify as a Republican, right? But really, you're like a libertarian. The way that you speak, you're like basically like libertarians are the new Republicans, right? Like maybe like 30 years ago, Republicans and libertarians were more alike, but now, I mean, a Republican and Democrat, I mean, it's almost the same thing, really, right? Like, what really changes when a Republican's in office versus a Democrat? I mean, sure. I mean, if you got, you know, a president like, what's his name, Biden, who has dementia, the guy's got Alzheimer's or something, dude. Like, of course, man, the country's going to be crap like it is now, but you know, but typically, like when a Democrat or Republican is not in charge, right? Like, what really changes? You still got police state, you still got perpetuating endless war for, you know, for only reason except for the war profiteers. I mean, that's literally it, for the power and control. You got the national debt going through the roof, right? You got the welfare state. I mean, everything's the same. Nothing really changes. It's 2 wings of the same bird. But I mean, Republicans used to stand for something back in the old days. Oh, you identify as a Liberty candidate. So you just, on paper, it's a Republican so that you can get the votes. Is that why you do it that way? Because I know a lot of people do that. Like Ron Paul. Ron Paul ran as a Republican, even though he's like the father of, you know, libertarianism pretty much, right? And, you know, his son too, Rand Paul, I like him. But I mean, Ron Paul was like, people say he is the greatest president that we never had. I mean, when he was gaining traction too. Like when he ran, what was it, in 2008 or something? When he would go up there and he would have his time to speak, did you guys notice that they would cut his time? Like everyone else got like 3 minutes and they'd cut his time at like 30 seconds. Every time he spoke, he got like a standing ovation, dude. People loved him. And especially, you know, libertarians are very popular amongst young people and veterans. So he was gaining traction. They wanted to shut him up, dude. They suppressed him, you know, by only letting him talk for 30 seconds instead of 3 minutes like everyone else. It's crazy, dude, that they did that. Yeah, your own party does not necessarily support you because you're too much into freedom, right? You know, if you're a Republican, you know, you want freedom, but you know, there's got to be strings attached though, right? Yep. Right on. Ron Paul, man. Great man. Great man. You guys go check out the Ron Paul debates. Check them out on YouTube and stuff. I don't know any offhand that would be good. I'd be searching for a while. So, but I mean, I've heard him speak. I heard him speak back then. Well, no, I didn't hear him speak back then. I don't think I was really into anything back then. Audit the Fed. Yeah, let's see. Who was it? Dr. Donna Walter that said, was it Ron Paul? I think it was Ron Paul that said, very little would benefit the American population more than ending the Federal Reserve. I think it was Ron Paul that said that. And what was it the guy? There was a guy that was the president back then in 1913, when they brought the Federal Reserve in. And then like a year or two later, he realized that he made a huge mistake. And like he admitted that he made a big mistake by doing that. And, you know, it doesn't happen overnight, but I mean, little by little, look at the country now, man. $13 for a bottle of honey, dude. I paid $13 for a bottle of honey. It's like $12 for a 12-pack of soda. I mean, dude, Burger King's like $13 for a meal. I mean, it's just crazy, dude. All right, Ben. Thanks for stopping in, man. I appreciate you, dog. Yeah, that was one of his big platform stands. That's why they didn't want him to win. They couldn't let him win. You know what I mean? I mean, even JFK, you know, saying stuff about secret societies, you know what I mean? And how they're a threat to freedom, right? Talking about the Freemasons and Skull and Bones and all that stuff. And then shortly after that, they off him. You know what I mean? I mean, that's why they're trying to assassinate Trump too. I mean, I'm not a Trump supporter, but I mean, he definitely is. I don't think he's, you know, he's anti-establishment for sure. So I think we can do better than Trump, but if it was going to be Trump or Kamala Harris, I mean, I'm glad it's Trump at least, but I mean, Trump, you know, obviously has a lot of, I mean, people like these auditors and cop watchers that are like, oh yeah, Trump, I support Trump and stuff. And then I'm like, dude, you're an idiot, dude. Do you think Trump even likes you, bro? If Trump knows what a First Amendment audit is, right? Of course he knows. He hates it, man. Like he can't stand you, bro. If he could shut you down, he would. And who knows, maybe he'll figure out a way to do it. You think Trump's your hero, bro, as a cop watcher, man? Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. You're an idiot. That's why from now on, like there was this one guy that I did an audit with. I was helping him out and he's wearing a Trump shirt. Thinking about it now, like, because I didn't really know too much about it back then. And I did, but not too much. And now, like, dude, I won't even work with you. Like, dude, take that shirt off, bro. You're not going in my video, bro. You can't be a First Amendment auditor or a fucking cop watcher and wearing a Trump shirt, bro. Like, he would shut us down so fucking fast if he could, bro. Get the fuck out of here with that, dude. Come on. Get serious. Oh, he printed a bunch of money, most money in history. I didn't know that. I mean, I think definitely that pandemic kickstarted the inflation for sure. It started out with the stimulus. I was like, oh great, you know, what did they give us, $1,200 or something? I was like, yeah, honestly, if I could just turn in this 1,200 and not even have it, that would make us all better off, because in a year from now, and it was about exactly 1 year, prices started going up like crazy, dude. You can't just like flood the economy with a bunch of money, free money, and expect it, like, it's going to be worse in the end. Like, we would have all been literally better off if we would have just suffered through it and not had the 1,200. But I mean, then Biden got in office and then it was just a wrap anyways, right? Yeah, he's pro police state, pro qualified community. He's pro. Yeah, he's pro. He's pro free speech and Second Amendment. Apparently, I mean, he did actually ban bump stocks, but I mean, I think he did that because he kind of had to. He's kind of being political about it because people wanted action, so he kind of has to go with the flow so he can stay in power. But yeah, he's totally. What is it called? It's not qualified immunity. He wants to give police. What is it? What's the word? Where he gives police something? It's like it starts with an A, I think. Basically means they can, do anything they want with absolute immunity. They can break into the wrong house. They got a raid, no knock raid. It's the wrong address, and they go into the wrong house and unalive you and your dog and your baby. And oops, our bad. We got, unlimited immunity. Indemnification. Yeah, that's what he wants to give them. Indemnification. I mean, they want us to be accountable. If I go and unalive somebody, I spend the rest of my life in a cage. But if a police officer does it, oh, well, he's a hero. Mistakes happen. You know what I mean? That's Trump for you guys. Again, I mean, clearly Trump's going to be a better option. If Trump wasn't like anti-police, I'd probably be like kind of pro-Trump a little bit. You know what I mean? Still wouldn't because, I'm a libertarian, but I would be a little bit more pro-Trump if it wasn't for that one thing. Because, I mean, dude, the country was in pretty good shape when he was the first 4 years. And if he would have stayed the full 8 years, I mean, can you imagine how great our country would be right now? I mean, we'd be kicking ass, dude. But now he's got to start all over to rebuild it. You know what I mean? He's only got 4 years. So it's just going to be like he was doing good. And then, so we were here. And then Trump for 4 years. And then Biden took us way down here. Right? So now he's got it 4 years. He's only going to get us back to here again. But if he would have been 8 years, we could have been up here. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. So, Trump's kind of a love-hate relationship for me. Yep, that's true. It's fiat currency. It's not federal. And it doesn't have any reserves. Yeah, they don't even have any gold in Fort Knox, right? It's gone. It's literally just a piece of paper. And it's not just the Federal Reserve, it's what's it called? Fractional banking. It's where the banks they loan 10 times the amount of money that they actually have. So you deposit $1,000. Now they can just loan out $10,000 because, 99% of the money isn't actually printed. It's just numbers on a computer screen. It's all digital. So they literally just create money out of thin air. You deposit $1,000. Now I can loan 10,000 and just on a computer screen. I literally create money out of thin air, creating inflation. And then I collect interest on money that I created, money that doesn't exist until I created it, right? Like that's fraud, dude. I mean, it's crazy, dude. That's why I hate banking, man. Like I tell people, these poor people that complain about, inflation, I'm poor. I'm like, oh, who do you bank with? Oh, Chase. You contribute to your own poverty, right? I mean, I only have a bank because I have no choice. Like I actually literally went a long time. I went years without any bank. I would get my paycheck and I would go get I'd cash it at like King Soopers or whatever, the Kroger grocery store. And then if I needed to pay bills, I used to go get cashier's checks or whatever. You know what I mean? I'd pay my bills that way. I did that for real. But now I have to because I have to have direct deposit for YouTube. But I bank at a credit union, a small credit union. I don't bank at Chase or Wells Fargo. Right? I mean, that's what you guys should do, man. You should avoid banks, man. It's corrupt, dude. I mean, you got a savings account and what do they give you? I don't even know what they give you, 1% or 2% interest. Meanwhile, they're collecting, 10, 20% on their loans and stuff that they're doing on money that they created out of thin air. Right. And then they do, what is it? They make $100 billion a year on overdraft fees. Right. So another way to put that would be that banks made $100 billion off taking money from people that had no money. right? Like they don't make enough already with, creating money out of thin air and their high interest rates. And now they got to just take money from people for overdraft fees, right? Like you're already making money off me left and right. I deposited, $1,000 and now you loaned out 10,000, right? Off that and made a whole, how much money did you make off that? Now you're going to nickel and dime me for a $40 overdraft fee. You know what I mean? Fuck you, man. Fuck banks, dude. Oh yeah, dude. Like they're trying to do that now. I mean, they're trying. It's going to be a matter of time. It's going to be all digital, so they can track every single thing. It gets rid of the black market, right? So the black market's great because you don't have to pay taxes. Bartering is great. But yeah, since they start doing that, that's how you know. Yep, cash is king. And I actually, I've been starting to do this lately because I was slacking on it for a while, but I like to pay everything in cash. So I get my money and I'm like, okay, how much money am I gonna need for whatever I'm buying throughout the week or whatever? And I'll just go to the ATM and I'll pull out the money or go to the bank and pull out the money and then I'll pay cash for everything, right? Because it's a violation of your privacy too. I mean, the government come in and figure out where you were, what you bought. Oh, you were here at this time, it's a way to track you. So just pay cash, man. And then sometimes a lot of places too, they'll give you a discount if you buy cash because they don't have to pay the interest rates on those credit cards. Yeah, those wallets that are just for cards only. Yep. Dude, if I could go back to like when I first even heard about Bitcoin, it was like a late bloomer. It was like 2014 when I even knew what it was. If I would have just bought $1,000 of Bitcoin in like 2014, I'd be a multimillionaire right now. I can trade consulting for some chickens. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's the best. Bartering is the way to go. Bartering, cryptocurrency. Yeah, gold. I always thought like it'd be good to buy gold. It's a good investment because gold always goes up in value. I don't think gold's ever like gone down. And if it does, it's temporary and it goes back up. You know what I mean? It's like a good investment. It's like buying a house. No, I'm just saying like if I would have known, you know what I mean? Because it's not something tangible, but I mean, I could be I had $100 million if I had bought that back then. You know what I mean? Remember that guy that had like $400 million worth of Bitcoin? It's probably more. It's probably like $1 billion now on a thumb drive or something like that. And his mom threw it away in the dumpster or something like that. And he was going to all the dumpsters, like searching for it and stuff like that. Because it was like 400 million. Oh, can you imagine the agony of that? Because I've done that before. Like I'll buy a lotto ticket and then like forget about it. And then like a year goes by, I just threw one away like a couple days ago. I think it was yesterday, actually. I was like, oh, I don't know where I found it. It was in my receipts over here. I was looking at my receipts. There was a freaking lottery ticket. It was like a Mega Millions or something. And I was like, oh, dang, I should just check on this real quick. And I looked at it and it was, because I think you have 1 year, maybe it's only 6 months, but it was I know it's not more than a year. And it was like, I bought it like 12/24 of 23. So like over a year ago. I was like, oh, it's too late now. So I just threw it away. I didn't even want to know at that point. What if it was? What if I won? It's 4,000 FRNs. What's FRN? I thought gold was like $1,800 an ounce. I don't know what you're talking about. that they offer themselves. I put this watch on today because it's like it's gonna wear it. And Sweet Tea actually got me this watch, but not this one because she got me this other one was actually way cooler, but then it broke. So then it was warranted still. So he just gave me another one, but they didn't have the same one. But I noticed the battery's dead. Put any battery in it. Oh, Federal Reserve. How much is it traded at? I don't know. Is that what it is? 4,000. So every $1 or every one Bitcoin is $4,000. Is that what you're saying? I can see something like that. You know, it's a lot. Yo, what up, Brandon Mitchell? Oh, yeah. FRN, Federal Reserve notes. Not that quite that much for gold. Yeah. Gold is, like I said, I think gold's $1,800 an ounce right now. But I don't know for sure. How much is gold per ounce? December 28th, 2024, the price of gold is $2,635 per ounce. Dang, it's way higher than I thought. The price of gold can change by the second due to supply and demand and other factors. So it's $2,600 an ounce. So it's like, you know, so it's a little over half of what Bitcoin is. It's crazy, man. I remember when it was like $1,300 an ounce. Shoot. I remember my stepdad telling me about when it was like $800 an ounce. I mean, think about it, dude. Like in the 90s, if you just bought as much gold as you could afford and just save it, how much more money it'd be worth now? It's a great investment. Gold. Bitcoin is 95 racks. So for one Bitcoin, it's 95 racks. Is that what it is? How many dollars is one Bitcoin? Yeah, you're right. $94,908. Dang, bro. Dude, I remember when it was like less than $1, dude. Right? In like 2014, it was like 30 cents or something like that, right? That's crazy, dude. Oh, that was as of closing today. Okay, yeah. That's crazy, man. Yeah, but they're gonna probably try to like do away with Bitcoin though, right? They're gonna like ban it or something. I can't even believe they've let it be in power this long, dude. Yo, what's up, Walking Dead man? How you doing? Welcome to the conversation. We're talking about Bitcoin and gold. And Brandon Mitchell hoards silver. I got some silver, 925. Oh, yeah. Can you ban something that's unregulated and uncontrolled? They've tried so far unsuccessfully because of all the dealers using it to buy, sell drugs. Like the black market, or not the black market, the dark web. I went on the dark web because I was curious about it because I was seeing these YouTube videos about the dark web and I was like, oh, check this out. So you download like the Onion browser, and then you go on there and you go on the dark web. It's not illegal to browse the dark web. It's illegal to buy stuff from the dark web or watch anything or whatever. If you watch something, you got to buy it. But dude, it's like, man, like the main thing that you see on there, it says CP and like tons and tons of it, dude. And then there's like, like snuff films, and then like, any drug you can think of. But you have to like, you can't buy it with like your credit card, dude. You got to buy it with cryptocurrency. And, you can get scammed on there, but like have like ratings, you know what I mean? So that's how you can kind of tell if it's a scam. But like, if you scam someone could give you a 1-star rating and say, hey, this guy scammed me, and then no one will buy from you. It's kind of how the free market works, right? But I mean, I think people should be allowed to. I don't think there's anything wrong with using the dark web for buying drugs. I'm not going to say anything about it. I mean, people want to just get high, dude. People wanted to get high since, thousands of years, tens of thousands of years ago. People have been getting high, dude. So opium and alcohol, and I mean, hallucinogenics have been around forever. People buying, DMT on the dark web, and who cares, dude? DMT, your brain, your pineal gland makes DMT. Everyone has DMT. That's why you dream. It's from DMT. Yeah, they're consciousness expanding drugs. Oh yeah. I just like people are attracted to, you know, violent and bad things. You know what I mean? Like, why do you think that when I post a video on YouTube that's copy and all respectful and nice to me, for the most part, I have that one viral short that's like that. But if I just post, no drama, like no one wants to watch it. Same thing with movies. That's why the media only puts, only one good story for every 100 bad ones, right? Because that's what people want to see. Same with movies and video games. And the reason is because I've said this 1,000 times. I'll say it one more time real quick, but 99% of the human existence has been in 50 to 100 people tribes, right? 99% of it. So we haven't evolved to live with this many people. So in tribal times, there's a lot of bad stuff that happened, right? So death was prevalent. So we're hardwired to focus on that to ensure the survival of the species. So that's why people still think that way. It's not really like that anymore, but it's still hardwired into our brains. We haven't evolved yet. It'd take another 100,000 years of being more peaceful for us to not think that way. But yeah, I wanted to go in there and check it out. And then I went in there and checked it out, and I went in there a few times, and then I canceled my subscription to the Onion browser. And because I wasn't going to use it. I just wanted to see what it was. But yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with using the dark web for, buying some cocaine, if that's what you're into, or whatever you want, dude. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna judge you. I'm not pro cocaine, but I can't be like, oh man, this guy's a bad person because he does cocaine. Meanwhile, this judge and the district attorney are, going to the bar on the Friday night and, getting wasted. I told a story on one of my other live streams where I literally went and partied with 2 district attorneys from Douglas County. And one of them actually prosecuted me. And my neighbor knew them, like, oh, you want to come hang out with us and these district attorneys? And I was like, oh, sure. And I knew one of the guys, like, all right, dude, I was in freaking court with you, man. And, and here I am drinking, partying with him, right? Meanwhile, how many people is he locked in cages for being in possession of drugs that aren't legal, right? So we're talking about order followers, man. Like if all of a sudden the feds came in and said, hey, we're taking over and I don't care if Colorado, you can buy weed and smoke weed. We're saying no. Dude, every single police officer the next day, they got to get your paycheck, man. They just be locking people in cages for being in possession of a plant. Right? That's just the human dynamic, dude. They're just order followers. No one has a conscience, dude. No one can be like, hey, this is wrong for me to do this. Right? They'll just do it. Right? Like they could make all the drugs illegal. We're witnessing the beginning of the ending. We're witnessing the beginning of the end of the war on drugs right now, which is a good thing. And lots of stuff's becoming more legal now, like mushrooms is decriminalized in Colorado. But eventually, when we look back on it and be like, hey, look, man, like, look at all these people drinking alcohol. Look how bad alcohol is. People beat their wives up, get into car accidents, kill people, They get addicted, physically addicted, get the shakes, and they can't live without their alcohol. Like it ruins their lives. But yet, cocaine, even meth, heroin, all these other ones that are bad too. Look at these primitive human beings, 200 years ago. Look at them. They still lock people in cages for coke. Right? I mean, it's stupid, man. I think we should put the money towards education instead of locking people in cages. I mean, when you lock someone in a cage for getting high, all you're doing is locking them in a cage around other hardened criminals, and now they're just learning how to be a better criminal. It's not a rehabilitation. You're just putting them in timeout with all these other bad dudes. They're doing worse stuff so they can learn how to be even worse. And now they got a felony record. So now they can't even get a good job, right? Like maybe there's a lot of guys that were like, had a good job, but they like do coke on the weekends and they got busted. Now they're a felon and they go to prison and now they get out. That's why the recidivism rate is so high in the United States, because they were trying to do things. They had a good career, dude. Now they're a felon. They can't do nothing, bro. So maybe they're in there with a bunch of hardened criminals for 5 years. And now they know, maybe I could do this. I'll start slanging dope. Fuck it. I mean, I got to do something, I got a family to support here, man. I mean, that's why that happens. People want to live their life on the up and up, but no one will give them a job because, you got high. Oh, I'm not going to hire you. Like I'm an executive at whatever company. I'm not going to hire you because you got a coke charge. Even though I did coke in college. I did. I experimented with it. But don't tell anyone. See, that's the difference. In the United States, there's felons and then there's people that just didn't get caught, right? I mean, how many of these judges and cops and district attorneys do you think committed felonies in their life? I'd say probably about like 99% of them, dude. I don't think I know anyone who hasn't committed a felony in their life. I mean, there probably is some, but I mean, be honest. Is there anyone in this chat? I got 11 people in here. Put a 1 in the chat if you've never committed a felony in your whole life. You didn't, in the 90s, give a friend a bowl of weed. It's a felony, right? You're distributing marijuana. It's a felony, right? You didn't do a line of coke in college, like, anything. A lot of people commit felonies and they don't even realize they're doing it. That's how many laws there are, right? So when these people say, oh, it's your own fault. It's your own fault. Like, fuck you, bitch. You just didn't get caught, dude. Get the fuck out of here. So we got 1. Let's see how many there are out of 11 people. 1, 2. And these are just, and you guys are saying that you didn't, but again, there's actually this book. It's called People Commit like 3 Felonies a Day and Don't Even Realize They're Doing It. I don't know if that's the exact name of the book, but that's like the premise, that people literally commit felonies all the time and they don't even realize they're doing it. So that 2 people. So 2 out of 12. So what is that? It's like 15% or something like that. So 15% out of just this little small group of people haven't committed a felony, right? Think about that. So 85% just off this, right? That would be 85% of the population. If you get a bigger group, maybe it'd be less, maybe more, but it's a pretty good rough estimate. 85% of the population has committed a felony in the United States, right? How many of those people are cops and judges and district attorneys, right? And probation officers. It's so hypocritical, dude. Like, think my probation officer, she could have been doing coke and, she could have done stuff. Maybe she like gave her friends a bowl of weed in high school. Who knows what she did? Maybe she drove a car recklessly when she was like 20. You know what I'm saying? Like that could be a felony too. I mean, who knows, dude? I mean, maybe my probation officer drank and drive 14 times. You know that most people drink and drive 800 times before they get their first DUI. That's a fact. I learned that in DUI classes. So maybe my probation officer drink and drove 14 times in her life. That's a reasonable thing to assume. After like 3 DUIs, I think that's a felony, right? You can't get 14 DUIs now and it not be a felony. So there you go. I mean, just think about that. The people that I said here, that threw a 1. We got life under the microscope and we got username. Be honest. Have you drank and drove in your life more than 3 times? Not did you get a DUI more than 3 times. Have you drank and drove in your life more than 3 times? Let me know. Because I don't know if the exact rule in every state's different, but I think that's a felony now. So that would be a felony. So you know what I'm saying? People commit felonies. You don't even know you're doing it. There's too many laws. Zero times. Username, you're a model citizen, bro. Good for you. And I'm being serious, dude. I'm not being facetious. Like, that's good, man. But you are the minority, though. I will say that. I know I have. There's nothing wrong with that, dude. I have too. I mean, I've drank and drove, I don't know, probably hundreds of times. Like literally, like I said, most people it's 800 times. 800 times, not before they get into a serious car accident and unalive someone. It's just they do it before they get their first DUI. I don't know. Maybe it's changed now with more awareness and stuff and education, but that's what it was in like the early 2000s when I got my DUI. Failing to report your food service tips, another felony. See, this is what I'm talking about. I haven't done my research on that, but I'll take your word for it. People commit felonies all the time. Like this book said, the average American commits 3 felonies a day and don't even realize they're doing it. Right? So there's another one. Username. Have you ever worked for tips, bro? You ever deliver pizzas or, server at a restaurant and you didn't report your cash tips? Maybe that was a felony. See? John Winchester says there's no way y'all haven't committed any felonies. Yeah, it's kind of like entrapment, right? Like in Colorado here, we got like a terrible public transit system here. And downtown Denver, where all the bars are and stuff, the light rail stops, and like the buses, they stop at midnight, but the bars close at 2. It's like you're doing that on purpose. It's like government ran stuff. You're doing it on purpose so you can purposely make people drive. Like when you drive to the bar, like, oh, I'm only going to have 2 drinks. And then, one thing leads to another. You have a good time. Next thing you know, we'll take the bus. I'll come back for my car. Right. And then, you end up having 8 beers and then, oh, there's no light rail. Oh, shoot. Should we just call an Uber? Nah, fuck it. We'll be fine. I'll drive careful. Right? That's what happens. When you're drinking, like, of course, when you're sober, you're like, oh, it's a bad idea. But when you're already drunk, you're like, oh, yeah, fuck it. We'll be okay. You know what I mean? And then you get a DUI. It's like they should have the damn buses open going till like 2:30. Bar closes at 2, last stop 2:30. That way you can get time to get out of the bar and find your bus stop and go. I mean, luckily Uber and Lyft are around now and it's much cheaper than a cab. But like, remember when those cabs, dude, I mean, you're paying, that was back in like the 90s, bro. You're paying like $30-$40 for a ride home. Like nowadays in today's currency, it'd be like $80. Ain't nobody paying $80 to go home. Luckily, like maybe Uber would only be like $20 or something like that. But right, I already decided to walk, get a public intoxication. Luckily, in Colorado, there is no public intoxication law because that's straight entrapment, dude. Like literally, states that have that, if you're bar hopping, like if you're walking from one bar to the next bar, you're technically breaking the law. That's such a stupid law, dude. That's what I'm saying. The saying, I don't know who said it, but the more numerous the laws, the more corrupt the state. And I've also said, and like Adam Kokesh says, that government is like cancer, just like less cancer is better than more cancer. In the same way, less government is better than more government. Why would you cut out 97% of the cancer just to leave the 3% to grow back into full-blown cancer? The same thing with government. Like there's people whose their job as legislators is to create laws. Why do you think there's so many laws? Like 90% of the laws we don't need. They're completely useless. But people got to justify it because they got to, that's what their job is, to make laws. So I have to keep making laws every year, right? It's like when you have a budget and you got to spend the budget, like the police officers, when they leave all those cars running, right? They leave the cars running with air conditioner blowing in the parking lot, just running for hours with nobody in them, because they got to spend the money. So they can be like, hey, look, we're out patrolling. So we got to spend all the budget so that next year we get the same amount of money. If we spend less money, that means they're going to give us less money next year. So they try to spend their exact budget or even go over. So like, hey, look, we went over $50,000 on our budget. So we need an extra 50,000, right? That's what they do. Like companies, I know that they do it because I know that the private sector does it too. You have corporate that gives you a budget, and then you got, your general manager, your whatever, your regional director in there managing stuff. And oh shoot, man, we need to spend $20,000. We only have a month to spend it. We got to spend this. Otherwise we're going to get 20,000 less next year. I mean, that happens. That's why they say money isn't evil by itself. It's the love of money that's the root of all evil, right? It's the love of money. The money itself is just what's it called? Inanimate object. That's all it is. It's just a thing. I know there's all kinds of crazy ones, dude. Like there's actually one where sodomy is illegal. If you like to do it in the butt with your wife, that's literally a felony crime, dude. It's a felony crime. It's on the books still, dude. Right? Yeah. And that's just really a misconception. Like the trolls, oh, don't drop the soap, and oh, say hi to Bubba and all that stuff when I go to jail. Like, dude, I've been to jail. I've been arrested probably like 30 times in my life. I've been in jail a bunch of times. I probably spent like not a lot, not like as much as Direct D, but I spent probably a good 2 years of my life in jail. I'd never even been close to that happening to me. It doesn't happen, man. Like it does, but you got to be like, number one, you got to be down for it. And number two, you got to like have done something bad. You got to have bad paperwork. You know what I mean? To where like you did something bad that they don't like. And then they'll do that to you. But that's just not just going to happen to you, man. Like you just go in there, you don't try to be a tough guy. You know what I mean? Like I'm a badass. You just be cool, man. Like you just be authentic. Like I'm not a tough guy. And when I go to jail, I don't try to pretend like I'm all hard, dude. I'm just keep to myself. Say, hey, what's up, man? Start a conversation. Like that's it. And then you just get cool with people. You don't try to like, I gamble, but like, I and that can get you in a wreck too, gambling, but just for like one soup and just to make it interesting. But but even if I got in a wreck over some gambling stuff, like someone didn't pay and like I had to go, into the cell with them or something, like it's not like you're going to get our word over that. You know what I mean? Like that's not going to happen. You might get into a fight, but no one's going to be going like Bubba status on you, dude. So, people saying stuff like, oh, Bubba this and Bubba that, DMA, ha ha ha, and all that. It's like, dude, people like me in there, man. Like, dude, keep in mind, dude, the people that are in jail, they don't like cops. So when I tell them like what I do, like why I'm there, like, do you think that they're like, they don't like me now? If anything, I'm like a low key celebrity in there, dude. Like that's what it is. So people aren't trying to like do that to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. I could agree with that. It's part of the propaganda machine to keep us obeying the laws and the police. It does happen though. I'm not going to sit there and say it doesn't happen. And it could happen like if there is an SA, can't say the word, but an SA, you know what that is? SA in there. Maybe he would be one that would do that to someone, but it's very rare though. I mean, I guess I could get into a car accident and, be unalived, going to the gym tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like it could happen, but it's like really rare. You know what I mean? Same thing with that. Like I said, most of the time when that stuff happens, it's because, they did something that's really frowned upon. You guys can kind of figure out what that is. And usually even then they don't do that. They just beat them up or unalive them. You know what I mean? Like I've heard stories of dude, like they were doing that kind of stuff that you guys know what I'm talking about, cheese pizza. And they'll take like boiling water from the kitchen or whatever and like throw it on the dude. And he's got 3rd-degree burns all over him and stuff. Right. I know. Yeah. They portray it as like it happens constantly. It's a total misconception. Because, you know, it freaks people out. That's why people are so afraid to go to jail too. But then, I mean, and it still sucks, but when you go there, it's not like that at all. I mean, I say 99% of the people in there, they're just like regular dudes, man. They're just cool people. You can tell some people, you know, they're a little bit mental illness and they got, you know, some problems and they're rowdy about it. But even if you're rowdy about it in there, they're not just going to want to like flex on you and beat you up just for the fun of it. Like you got to do something to piss them off. You know what I mean? Like you got to be disrespectful to them. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to take no shit. They're going to be like, hey, let's go to the cell, bud. I'm going to bust you up. But again, you just, like I said, when I go there, I just stay in my own lane and I just don't try to be tough and I just be respectful to people and be cool, be friendly. And that's it, man. No one's going to want to like fight me for being cool. Like people are still human beings, right? Like no one's going to want to just like beat your ass just for the fun of it. You know what I'm saying? Or beat your ass just because you're small. You know what I mean? And you're weak. Like I'm a small guy, but like I've known even smaller guys in there. They never just got beat up every day for being small. Like, you know, there are some people in there that if you're like because I was never like in a like really high security, but like if you're on like in a higher security and you're really small and scrawny and you got like a lot of money and you got, you know, your commissary coming in, you got full sacks. Yeah, you get extorted. It's true. People could be like, hey man, you're going to give me, you know, $30 worth of commissary every week. And you're going to be protected by me. But if you don't give it to me, then I'm going to beat your ass. You know what I mean? That stuff does happen. It just depends on where you go. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm so small, nobody fucked with me. See, like that's what I'm saying. Most of the guys in there are just regular guys, man. You know, like Public Tour's 5'2". He's like 130 pounds. So like if some guy that's 6 foot, you know, 200, which is like beating up Public Tour, like people would be like, dude, what the fuck you doing, man? Why would you do that? You know what I mean? It's not like people just think that like people in jail are just crazed animals, dude. And like that, it's not what it is, man. They're just regular people, man. Like either they made a bad decision or they're literally a victim of their own government, just like me and Public Tour are. You know, that's it. You know, a lot of them are in there for like, you know, white collar crimes. You know, they're just regular dudes. And I've been in with those guys before and you can tell they're really scared. And, but they're good dudes. And then like the guys that, you know, slinging dope or robbing people and stuff like that. And you can tell they're hood. You know what I mean? Like they're hood, but you know, they're not like a bad person, dude. They're just, you're a product of your environment, right? So if you grew up in the ghetto, I mean, you're going to have a different personality and you're going to be different than someone that grew up in Beverly Hills. But it doesn't change that, you know, that everyone has a conscience, right? It doesn't mean that you're just going to be like, oh, I'm just going to fuck anyone up. Do you look at me wrong? You're dead, homie. Nah, man, it ain't like that. At least I've never experienced. Maybe it is in some places, but I've never experienced that in my 2 years. I mean, I've seen some douchebags and, you know, stuff like that. And I've seen some stuff, but again, usually it's because somebody got into a wreck because they got into some debt they couldn't pay by playing spades and betting soups they couldn't pay or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. You just chill, hit the gym, play basketball. Does anyone want to come up here? Probably gonna end this in maybe a half hour, but if anyone wants to come up, let me know. Let's see. I'm hearing crickets in here now, guys. Oh, you would, but nobody wants to hear. Maybe on the philosophy channel. Yeah, man. Like you got some. You think a lot like I do, dude. Have you checked out the Empirical Miracle channel yet? Right on, dude. Yeah, actually, I think I noticed when I brought up the Empirical Miracle channel, I think you were in there. I went up like 3 subscribers. So I'm sure you were one of them. Actually, maybe you might have subscribed like a long time ago when I told you about it on DirectEase channel. I actually just did a video on that like a few days ago. I hadn't done any videos on that channel in a long time. It's kind of hard because I want to break into the actual spiritual community, but everyone is from this community. It's from the 1A community. I have my tags and my hashtags and all that stuff and my keywords, all like, twin flame, soulmates, tarot, law of attraction. So I'm trying to break into that niche, but I can't. It's hard. Maybe because I don't publish enough videos. Maybe that's what it is. But I started publishing a lot in the beginning, but everyone that watches it is just from this. They only know about it from Denver Metro Audits. So it's hard to get in. Like, come on, algorithm, like recognize me as send my videos to this group of people. But I don't know. Maybe it hurt me because maybe the only people that watch it are the people that I told from DMA. So then it thinks that it should push it to those people. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Because if I could get people from that community to watch my videos, I think my channel could be much bigger. But literally, I don't think hardly anyone, probably no one, is subscribed from the spiritual community. Maybe a couple. I'm sure there's probably a few, but yeah, I mean, time flies when you're having fun, Donna. Thanks, bro. Brandon Mitchell put it in there. Empirical Miracle. Oh, really? Thanks, dude. Yeah, I was only in there for 16 days, 1 day extra. That's another thing, dude. I can't even find an attorney to like that wants to help me out with that, man. Like I was incarcerated a full extra day, more than a day, like a day and a half extra. They fucked up. But Donna, you said you're going to hook me up, right? You're going to email me maybe some civil rights attorneys that you know? That'd be nice. Because I mean, I already tried. I mean, I haven't spent that much time on it, but I've already contacted probably 7 attorneys or 7 firms at least, and no dice. Like I said, it's hard. People aren't just going to want to. I mean, nothing crazy has happened to me. I got incarcerated an extra day. You know, like how much money is that? What is that? Like $3,000 or something? 5,000 even? Like how much is an attorney going to make on that? You know what I mean? They get 30, 40%. That's like nothing to them. Look how much work they're going to have to do for that. Oh, really? Yeah, man, you got to always remember that. Set it to all. Thanks, dude. Yeah, it does. Like, you know, when it's dark at like 7, you're like, oh, cool, man. It's the day's over, you know, it's the nighttime. But if it was summertime, that's like still the beginning of the day. Not the beginning of the day, but you know, it's still full day out. You have one in mind? Cool, thanks. I've already tried Andy McNulty, David Lane. My current attorney doesn't want to do it. I've tried a couple other firms out here. The Satter Law Firm, Rothenberger, Johnson and Lyons, the law office of Michael D. Deach. Do they do out here in Colorado? You got a bunch. Colorado Civil Rights Clinic. I'm going to do a screenshot of this so I can look those up. Oh, actually, you just put moral in. Let me get all those in one. Cool. I just got a screenshot of those. I'll check those out. Thanks, man. There's a problem too, like with the civil rights attorneys, though, sometimes. Like when you tell them what happened, like they want to know the specifics of your case. And I tell them, oh, yeah, I was with my friend and he was flashing a flashlight at a parked police cruiser. Like, you know, they don't like that, dude. It's like a stigma. Oh, these guys are trying to bait cops and trying to harass cops. You know what I mean? Like even they think that stuff too. So, you know, yeah, it's illegal for them to lock you in a cage for flashing a flashlight at them, but there's that stigma. You know what I mean? So they don't even, I feel like when I tell them that, they're like, oh, nah. I mean, there was a couple of them. They wanted all the details because he sent us to the discovery and let me know everything. And then I would email them. And then she'd be like, can you give me this, that? Like follow up, all these follow-up questions. And then I knew they weren't going to take it. I just had this intuition. And I gave her everything she wanted. I spent a bunch of time looking it up, giving her the files she wanted. And then finally they emailed me, after consideration, we're not going to be able to take your case. You know, that's how it always goes. Cool. Screenshot this one too. Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, I already tried David Lane. He's like the #1 out here. And I like David Lane. He's like the top dog out here. And he always is willing to listen to me. I have his email and I email him directly. And he'll always turn me down, but he'll always say, you know, he always gives me like this quote, like a quote of some type of civil rights quote about freedom and stuff. I'm like, oh, I like that, dude. So, you know, I think he likes it. It just, you know, again, they have to be selective. Like, dude, he's a businessman. You know what I mean? Like, how much money am I going to make off this guy? I got this other guy, you know, like I said, they got his arm broken. You know what I mean? I can't do both of them. So they're going to take the arm broken guy. But David Lane's represented a bunch of people. He's got a bunch of case law out here in Colorado. Oh, dang, you got tons. Okay, let's see. That's going to be a whole day project. See, calling all these guys, like that's literally an all day. That's like 2 days worth of work to call these guys. You know what I mean? And edit videos and shit. All right, cue the audit. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. I really do. Thanks. The people that come in here on this channel, like true supporters, dude. I mean, everyone's a true supporter, but I mean, if you like me enough to come in here and just like hang out with me, you know, Those people that, those are your ride or dies. I think I already screenshotted that one, but one more time just in case. I'm probably gonna end this soon anyways. Maybe go another 10 minutes or so. Kind of tired. I think I still got to eat something too. I didn't eat enough. I was gonna do. I saved my bacon grease up there. I made bacon for the dogs, so my dogs eat whatever I eat, and I didn't feel like cooking them a bunch of good food because I knew I was gonna do breakfast for dinner, and so I cooked up the bacon, and then I cooked them. Eggs are good for dogs, so I fried them in egg and bacon grease though, and I gave them like probably gave them like 2 strips of bacon each and an egg each for dinner. And that's not good for them. Like eggs are good for them, but not cooked in bacon grease, but it's not going to kill them. Like they don't eat like that every night. Usually they eat good food, but it's to the point now, if I don't give them good food, it's like I'm punishing them. You know what I mean? They're so used to it. Like they eat kibble. I give them kibble. They just munch on that throughout the day, but they always get a good dinner. Oh, thanks, Donna Walter. Appreciate it. I'll check it tomorrow. Need meat. You will be satisfied and will not get hungry often because the parasites from carbs will not get hungry and make you think you are. Oh, is that what it is? You get parasites from all the carbs? Huh. That your dog used to get the nastiest egg farts? Yeah, sometimes my mini will fart and smells. And one time when Sweet Tea was over here, it was like when we very first started hanging out. And she would come over to my house and stay the night. She used to come over here all the time, dude. Now she hasn't been over to my house in like 2 years. But she used to come over here a lot. It's when she used to like me. She don't like me that much anymore. But when we were just getting to know each other, I was like, I smelled a fart and I was like, "Did you fart?" And she's like, "No, it was Minnie." I was like, "Oh, dang, that's a bad one." But then later she admitted to me that it was actually her the whole time. She just blamed it on Minnie. You know those farts that smell like rotten egg? Those are like the nasty ones, dude. Even like I can't even handle my own farts when they're that bad. That's another thing too. When you go to jail, people get constipated in there. I don't know if it's like a defense mechanism or something, but it's like a new place and like you can't poop. But every time I go to jail, man, I get constipated. I don't poop for like days. And this last time, because usually I'm fine once I can get some commissary, get some coffee because it's a stimulant. It makes you poop. But like I'd have to get because I was there and then I ordered. I thought I ordered coffee, but I didn't actually order it, so I didn't get coffee. And I was like, dang, I'm getting backed up. So they had to put me on like they put you on like fiber and like this like mild like a stool softener, and I'd take that and then I would go. But it's weird, man. Like in there, it's like poops are different in there. It's probably the food too is different, because you eat a lot of soy in there. You don't get real meat in there. And if you do, it's like the super low grade. It says like if you work in the kitchen in the jail, it'll say not meant for human consumption on the box. Literally, dude. It's like the lowest quality food you can eat. And most of it's soy meat. It's not actual meat. But like a lot of times the bologna is real, like for lunch, but like it's the low grade and I don't even eat it. Everyone likes it. I like trade it for like an orange or I'll trade it for something. or I'll just give it away. I don't eat that shit. It's disgusting. Oh, dude, if you fart in the shower, dude, I learned my lesson on that. Never fart in the shower, bro. It stays. It just lingers for like 3 minutes, dude. It doesn't go away because all the I think it's all the, the moisture in the air and the warm moisture, humidity and shit. That's like the worst idea, man. Oh, 1 million subscribers, shadow ban for over 6 months. Yikes. If it's that long for me, I'll just I won't even know that I'm shadow banned. If it's 6 months, I won't even know that I'm unshadow banned because I will have by then I'll already have built up the backup channel and had it monetized and be just doing that. I mean, if it was seriously going to be a 6-month ban, I mean, I'll still drop something every now and then on the DMA channel just to test it, but like, I'm not going to sit there and I'll be working full time on the backup, dude, on the 2.0. I mean, it'll only take me, I bet you I get monetized within a month on that channel if I keep on it. I'm not going to make the same money that I was making on DMA, but I don't get near the views, but I mean, I'll grow to it. Eventually I will. But yeah, I mean, 6 months and then I drop a video and then all of a sudden I'm on shadow banned again. Then I can just go back to the DMA. I can do both then. Maybe it'd be a good thing. Who knows? No. I don't think it's the pants to filter it. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Maybe, I guess. I guess it could. Have you guys ever lit a fart on fire? You ever done that? We used to do that when I was in like 7th grade. Because we found out through our science, I was in summer school, and our science teacher was telling us about you can light your farts on fire, and like they used to do it as kids. So we were doing it. I remember one time somebody had a lighter, and like the teacher wasn't in the classroom. We were trying to do it, and then I was telling my friends about it. And we were doing it, lighting our farts on fire, dude, and it goes like it's like a torch. I mean, the things that boys do, right? Oh yeah, Donna, I got shadow banned. I've been shadow banned for almost 3 months now because I violated the nudity policy. I didn't actually violate it though. So I posted a video that had breasts on it, but in YouTube's nudity policy, it states that nudity is allowed on YouTube as long as it's educational, documentary, or scientific, and it's not intended to arouse anyone. It's not intended to be sexually gratifying. And that was my video. It wasn't intended to be sexually gratifying. I had case law in there. I mean, I was stating laws. It was educational. It was documentary. It was an event that they do for women to be topless, because in Colorado, women can be topless just like men. And a lot of states have that. And I've seen literally dozens of other videos on YouTube with millions of views with the exact same event. Not the same event, but similar event where women are celebrating being able to be topless in their state. And millions of views. And I even put a disclaimer in the beginning, but here's the thing. I have a lot of trolls, right? So they'll just report my videos, and a lot of people don't like me. Even so when I get a manual review and I dispute it and I say, hey, look, this is your policy. I put a disclaimer, everything. Well, whoever's manually reviewing my video from Google, they probably just don't like me. They're like, oh, this is one of those agitators, you're just trying to harass people, strike, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have discretion. They can do whatever they want. So even though I didn't violate the policy, it doesn't matter. So ever since I got the strike, immediately, the first video I dropped, 9,000 views. And I usually get like 50 to 100,000 views on my videos. And 9,000, 15,000, like I can't make a living like that. I'm like already, like I'm dipping into more line of credit on my house every month since I've been shadow banned, because I don't even make minimum wage, dude. So like I'm like broke as shit right now. So yeah, I'm totally shadow banned. And then YouTube won't admit it's shadow banning because they don't like that terminology. It's some type of algorithmic suppression, where they don't give you impressions. An impression is like when you go on your YouTube and you see that whatever just pops up, you know, the thumbnails, those are impressions that based on what you've watched in the past and what you're subscribed to. This is what YouTube thinks that you'll want to watch. So typically when people would get a DMA impression, they don't get that now. The only people that get them are people that are subscribed with the notifications bell set to all. They get them. But otherwise, if you're just subscribed, or maybe most of my viewers, about 70% of my views come from people that are not subscribed, because people don't just subscribe to you. Like they have to like fill an emotion to subscribe, you know? So you know, I've had people watch, you know, dozens of my videos that aren't subscribed. They like my videos, but they're not subscribed. So those people are not going to see my videos anymore. They're not going to get an impression. And the only way they're going to see it is if they go search for the DMA channel. They're not doing that. So that's what they do. But they claim there's no such thing as shadow banning. We want our partners, our YouTube partners, to be successful and blah, blah, blah. But that's such bullshit, dude. Because what it implies that they're punishing their YouTube partners that are in the partner program without telling them, right? But what it is, somebody was explaining it to me, it was a troll that I saw a video on, because she did a video after I said I was abandoning the channel. She said, well, what it is he got a strike. And so YouTube, they only care about like who they can play ads to, right? So since you got a strike for violating the terms and conditions, which I didn't even do, now I'm a red flag. Now it's like I'm a high risk, right? So they don't want to push my videos too much because I'm high risk. You know, I got a strike, because at first I got a warning, then I got a strike. So obviously I didn't learn my lesson. So now they're going to suppress me for who knows how long. But I got the warning for my teasers video. So I have a troll. A lot of you guys know who he is. He doesn't get airtime on any of my stuff, but he's a member on my channel, so he can see all my members only videos. And I do teasers. If any of you guys are members in here, you know, I do teasers. It's like the teasers or the videos. This is coming out tomorrow or a few days, whatever. And I got a warning for the nudity, because if it's a members only video, that means obviously the troll that's a member freaking reported it, right? How else would they know? And so they won't tell you anything about it. Like they just say, refer to our policy. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to publish the video then, because I can understand the warning. Because they're like, if you get another one, it'll be a strike. I'm like, I'm just going to publish the video though, because the teasers doesn't have any context. I can't really say it's educational documentary, right? It's just a teasers. And yeah, there's a girl in there that's nude, or topless at least. So there's no context. So I can understand the warning. I'm gonna just play the video. I've read the policy a bunch of times. It does not violate the policy. And then of course the trolls, that video is blown up. That would have been my first video that would have had over 1 million views on long form videos, at least. It was blown up, and strike, you know what I mean? Strike right away. Yeah, I've heard that too. I don't know. Okay. Like I said, if it's not after January 5th, it's still going. If it's going to be one of those 6-month longers, like you said, I mean, I won't give up on it. I'll give up on it because I can't. I have to make money, because if I get a full-time job, there is no YouTube. I'm not going to have time to put videos out and be a real activist. Like the stuff that I do, like I said, I work, even though I don't put out that many videos sometimes, I'm working, you know what I mean? Like I'm on emails, I'm doing research, I'm doing records requests, I'm filing complaints, I'm doing all kinds of stuff. Me and Director, you're thinking of stuff to do for our business that we're starting. There's all kinds of stuff that I do for my activism. I can't do all of that and have a full-time job. So I have to do something. So I have to work on the backup channel and work on that, because that one's not shadow ban. So I'll work on that one, get that one monetized, and then work on that. And then, like I said, I'll check on it. You know, every few weeks I'll drop a video just to test it. I'm not dropping a video. My social media manager will drop one of those little compilation videos that he does. So I'm not dropping any of like my good stuff. I have so many good videos that I can't drop because I want people to watch them. You know what I mean? I don't want them to get crappy views. So I'm not dropping them on that channel with the shadow ban. So I'll just work on the other one. I'll work on the backup channel, do more compilations and reaction videos until I can get a good, decent amount of people that watch it. And then I'll start dropping my full audits on that channel. I actually dropped a video on that channel. It was with me and Regan. It was in my truck, the Cop Watch one. And it's got 7,000 views. I mean, that's terrible for me, but for that channel, it's good. I mean, usually get like 800 views on a full length video. So to get 7,000, it's good. So it's growing. But it sucks because I have to drop like really good videos on there to get it to the point where I can get 50 to 100,000 views. You know what I mean? Like these videos that should get 50,000 views, they'll only get like 7,000 because it's a small channel. No one knows about it yet. Yeah, that's true. I mean, if you get like a yellow dollar sign for your monetization, it'll say it won't push it out to near as many people. Yeah, but they're limiting all of my videos though, not just specific ones. Like every single video is limited, including shorts and full-length videos and live streams. Like my little live streams, like I did a panel today. It was a panel, but I did the live stream before I went live today. And I had like 60, at the most I had like 70 people in there. Dude, when I used to do those stuff, like 300 to 500 people in those. I remember I used to get like 800, 1,000 people sometimes in my live streams with like this. Not like this where I'm just talking, but when I'm actually doing something, anywhere from basically like 300 to 1,000 people. And now I had 70. You know what I mean? Like that's a clear shadow ban to me. It doesn't just go from, you know, let's say, usually it was like 300 to 400, 300, 350. But there would be sometimes I'd get lucky and get 700, 800 or 1,000. But if it was like not a good one, it would be like 200. I mean, I don't remember being really less than 200 hardly ever. Now, if I got 200, I would be like really good. I mean, I usually get like 60, 50. Today got lucky, got 70. And I don't want to sound like, you know, cocky or anything, because I know that, you know, some people struggle to even get, you know, not even close to that. I get that. You know, trust me, I have a lot of YouTube channels. I have Empirical Miracle. I got this one. I got my prank call channel. I got 2 prank call channels. And I got the Sweet Miracle channel with Sweet Tea. I got a bunch of YouTube channels. They rarely get 1,000 views on any of those. I get a few hundred views. I know what it's like. None of those I have over 1,000 subscribers. I get it. I'm not trying to act like, you know, I'm all that in a bag of chips, but you know, the DMA channel is not like that. It is successful. So, and I'm not going to apologize for being successful either. So that's all. No, I have an X, but I don't work on it. And I have like 100 and something followers on there. And then Rumble, I've heard of Rumble, but like people have said, try Rumble, but it just doesn't have the reach that YouTube has. It's just not there. I don't know if I would even want to put, I think it'd probably be better to work on the backup channel than to start a whole new channel on Rumble. Oh, you ran across one I did before this tonight by accident. Yo, Jethro Miller in the house. What up, dog? I know you like to lurk in there, man. How you doing? How long you been lurking, man? You been in here for a long time? I was saying, dude, the people that are in this on this channel, dude, are like the ride or dies over here. Yeah, there's a lot of copy and pasters, like a lot of showcase people. They just do shorts only. I think those guys are like feds. I think that they just take people's videos and they publish. Do you notice how those people's videos, they'll have like 40 videos up. They got like 200,000 subscribers. It's like 40 shorts. That's it. Every single one's like hundreds of thousands and millions of views. Like what? No way, dude. You can't just start a channel like that and just blow up that quick. Some of them are big, 3, 4, 500,000 subscribers. Every single video's tons of views. And then one of those guys named Tyrant Clowns, he hit me with a copyright strike, dude, because I reused his already reused video. Like it wasn't his. He's not out there recording stuff. He got it from someone and used it. And then I used his video on mine. And he hit me with a copyright strike. That's why I think those guys are feds, man. They're doing that shit on purpose in hopes that something like that happens so they can hit you with a copyright strike and try to get your channel taken down. That's another thing. So I got hit with that one, and then that strike expired, but then I got hit with this other strike. So that's 2 strikes, even though they weren't at the same time. But maybe YouTube's looking at that too, like, oh, red flag. Yo, what's up, Splatter? That's a cool emoji for your name, Splatter. Yeah, setting up a whole new Rumble account and then figuring it out and uploading up there, starting from scratch, like that would just take so much time. You're too old, Donna. You're not cool with the hip lingo with the kids these days. Ride or die, that's not even old school though. Like that is old school, actually. I mean, oh, John Felix is on Rumble? I didn't know that. I know John Felix hasn't had his YouTube channel monetized in years. He got demonetized and then just never worked on it again, I guess. Yeah, okay. You were the one telling me to go on Rumble also, right? Like years ago? Okay, maybe I'll do that. Yeah, maybe I'll try it. Yeah, man. You did that for yourself, bro. Oh, dude, I'm not really hip on the current lingo either, dude. I start feeling old, like when I first heard about cap, like, oh, that's cap. Like cap? What the fuck are you talking about, cap? What's cap, dude? Like I got a bottle cap, you know what I mean? I got a cap gun. Like, what do you mean that's cap? No cap. Oh man, no cap. Like, I don't know. Like we didn't say no cap. We said no fronting. Like I ain't even fronting or something like that, right? I didn't say no cap. Kids these days. He's demonetized now. That means he just got monetized because I heard him recently say that he's not. So within maybe a few months, he's been monetized since that. Oh, Odyssey. Okay, yeah, I remember that. Okay, yeah, Odyssey, because I've heard of Odyssey. Adam Kokesh uses that too. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, maybe I should check out the Rumble then. I'll ask my social media manager about it, see if he wants to set me up a thing and do it. Because I'm already giving him like, like if he's taking care of the 2.0 channel, and I'm just giving him a third. You know what I mean? Because he just takes care of it for me, dude. He just uploads the videos, does the thumbnails, everything. So I'm not working on it anyways. So I just give him a third of all the money we make, which we're not making any right now because I'm not monetized, but it's like an investment for him. And then we're gonna do the same thing with other stuff. We got other deals on the regular DMA channel if we can ever get that going again. I don't know who Don Baringo is or Bongina. Yeah, I mean, I can do that on StreamYard. For the plan I have, I can do 3 platforms at once. So I can do, right now I got DMA on my StreamYard. I got DMA, DMA 2.0, Empirical Miracle, my DMA Facebook. I got DMFNA pranks, and then I got DMFNA pranks. It's not a YouTube though. It's like some other thing that the prank call community uses. And then I think that's it. I used to have the Free American Project, but I don't have that anymore. That was an old thing that we did. Yeah, I mean, the more lives that I do on this, the better it gets. When I first started, I think I had like 7 people. And then it's getting up there. We had 14 at one point. It's getting there. Like I literally just did that live stream today and I got like 4 or 5 subscribers from that. So you know what I need to do? I need to put it on when I drop on the 2.0 channel, I need to do that. Put it in the pinned comment. Dr. Donna Walter, I got a question. Do you think that women are equal to men? Yeah, that's true. It does. Not on this channel though. I did a vertical on this channel. I think I did a couple of them. I would get a couple random people in, but not really because it's a small channel. Like when I would do that on the DMA channel, I'd get like hundreds, thousands actually of people, random people. So like it prioritizes the bigger channels, but the smaller ones, like if you go on that shorts feed and you see those lives and you scroll through, the smaller channels have like, like that, like we got like 12 people, not that many, because it's not, I don't know how it works, but it just doesn't push them to those. But if I ever did that on the DMA channel, yeah, I'd have like, several hundred people in there. It's like they prioritize the bigger channels. If you're a small channel, then you got to suffer. Well, like, like the feminism thing, like women can do everything a man can do, and we don't need men, and I guess like it's hard for me to say because then I'd be giving away my point, but from a woman, I just wanted to know, like, just when you hear that, right? Like women are equal to men. Like when you hear people say that all the time, what do you think? Like, do you think that's true that women are equal to men? Yeah, hit the like button if you're in here. It's free. We started equal before the Lord. We are created to have strengths differently to men and women, but different does not make either unequal. Yeah, I would agree that have different strengths, right? Doesn't necessarily mean equal. Hold on, I gotta let Minnie out. She's whining. Hi, Tommy. You gotta go back to it. There you go. Okay, sorry. So, yeah, I believe that men are better at some things and women are better at some things, right? So, we live in a world of duality. The 3D reality that we live in is dualistic by nature. Up, down, left, right, hot, cold, male, female, you, me, here, there, right? Everything has a duality, or as Einstein would say, everything is relative to something else, the theory of relativity. So yeah, in that aspect, there's masculine and feminine, right? So feminine energy is better at certain things, right? They're better at being nurturing. They're better at raising the kids. They're better at being loving, right? They're better at being supportive, right? Those are the things that women are better at. I mean, you go physical things. They're more flexible than men, right? They're usually better at gymnastics, right? Like doing the flips and all that stuff. I mean, that's even arguable, but like they excel at certain things. Masculine is better at other things, right? They're stronger. They're protectors. They're hunters. They're more logical, right? So like when women say, oh, women can do everything a man can do. Well, they weren't designed to do everything that a man can do. They're designed to do everything that a man can't do, right? But like this whole thing that like this feminism thing that, you know, women are equal to men. Well, if you ask a woman what she wants in an ideal mate, usually what they say is they want someone that's taller than them. They want someone that's stronger than them. They want someone that makes more money than them. They want someone that's more competent than them, which, you know, the ability to lead successfully, right? And solve problems, competency. So like by that definition, and not everyone, but I mean, typically, right? That's what women want. So by that definition, that's not an equal, that's a superior, right? So like, I believe in like kind of traditional ways, you know what I mean? That in the economy now, it's kind of sucks that, you know, usually both people have to work, but you know, in the 50s, you could just graduate from high school and you could get a job at a factory and make plenty of money to have a brand new car for you and your wife and a mortgage and, you know, 3 kids. High school diploma, one income. Can't really do that now, but I wish that you could. Like I would prefer it if I could just pay all the bills and then the wife, because a full-time job, dude, like being a housewife is a full-time job. Like I have to like, I don't ever have time to work because I'm too busy doing stuff that I wish that the woman could do. You know what I mean? I got to go grocery shopping. I got to do this. I got to figure this out. And like all this stuff that I got to do, like around the house, laundry, clean the house, take the dogs for their grooming. You know what I mean? Cook. You know, that's a full-time job on its own. So I think it's more efficient if you do it that way. So, you know, women want to, a lot of women these days in the West, they want to be equal to the men, but they want to have the responsibility of a child, right? Like, I want you to make all the money or at least more money than me. I want you to be stronger and protect me, right? But like, I don't want to have to do the dishes or I don't want to do anything. Like, I don't want to do anything else because like, you know, I'm equal. We're equals here. And so like the guy ends up doing like everything, you know what I mean? A lot of times. And like you'll ask women, well, what do you bring to the table? You know, you want all this high value man that makes more money than you and, you know, is good looking and all this stuff. Well, what do you bring? And like, if they're a good looking woman, they'll be like, oh, well, I bring myself. Like he gets me. That's what he gets. Well, yeah, he gets you. But I mean, what else does he get though? Right. And so like women want to do stuff like they don't want to do their job as a woman. And like, but a man, I can't do that. Like as a man, I'm expected if somebody breaks into the house, I'm expected that I have to go check it out. Right. I have to protect you. Right. I can't just be like, oh, I don't feel like it, babe. You know what I mean? Like I have to do it. But like women, they are like, I don't feel like it. You know what I mean? Type thing. That's kind of what I'm saying. I was wondering what you would think about that, being a woman. Let's see. I kind of wasn't paying attention here. You're not the fan of idea of having a woman for a president for the reason that men tend to be logical and women are more emotional. Yes, thank you. Because sometimes when I say, I've said this on the DMA channel before, because this is like the channel where I'm just chopping it up, and I've done these on the DMA channel. And I said that men are logical and women are emotional. That's a masculine and feminine trait. That's all. I mean, it's nature made us that way. That's why men and logical and then women emotional, you come together and it creates a balance, right? But somebody was getting all butthurt. I can't believe you said that women are too emotional. I didn't say that. I didn't say women are too emotional. I said they're more emotional than men. It's a fact. If you go ask a psychologist, like this is like an empirical fact. It's not just making stuff up, right? But yeah, that's why a lot of people think the same thing, you know, and I'm glad that you're a woman that can recognize that because it's true. Women do. There's a reason why most men are leaders and have been for millennia. It's because they're better leaders, because they are more logical, right? They don't let emotions get in the way. And women do. And so like when things have been working a specific way for millennia, and then now everyone tries to change it, I just don't think that I don't think it's good. And there's another thing too. Like, I don't think women should be cops because they're weaker. They are. I'm sorry. But like, I've seen videos of like a woman trying to take down a guy and like she gets overpowered by the guy and then bystanders have to come in and help the woman. You know what I mean? So they can get disarmed. Same thing with Sweet Tea. I don't like her open carrying because dude, some man could just come up and just manhandle you and take your gun from you, dude. You know, it's actually less safe for women to open carry. And here's the thing, like sometimes people don't understand the difference between men and women. Like when I say I don't want Sweet Tea to open carry because somebody could just manhandle you like that. And women think that like, oh, you know, not all women are weak. And people don't understand the difference between men and women. Okay. You could take 100 men and you take the weakest man of that 100 men, he's still probably way stronger than the next 1,000 women, dude. That's how I think of it. And the reason why I come to that conclusion is because if you take 100 men, I could potentially be the weakest of those 100 men. I'm not a big dude. I've actually been putting on weight. I've been getting muscular. I'm usually like a 145 when I'm skinny, but I'm like 160 now. But I mean, I could easily be that. But I know that there's not that many, even at the weakest of all the men, there's not that many women that are like stronger than me. You know what I mean? So just like when you take like basketball, like the WNBA, and I'm a huge fan of the WNBA, especially now since, you know, Caitlin Clark is in there. She's amazing. But I mean, you take like, you know, the championship team of the WNBA and you put them against like a high school boys team, and they'd probably shit all over them. The boys team would shit all over the WNBA. I mean, watch it. Go to your local high school and watch a game and then go watch a WNBA. So the difference is so vast. It's not just like they're just a little bit less. You know what I mean? Same reason why I don't think women should be firefighters, right? Because the test that they have to, everyone has to pass a physical test. But the women don't have to lift as much weight as the men, right? But they still have to carry the same 200-pound man out of a burning building, right? So if I'm dying from smoke inhalation and I'm passed out, the last thing that I want is some woman to come rescue me, dude. I'm sorry, but I don't. I want a full-grown man to come help me. I was watching a video. I was doing some type of reaction to some video, and it was a cop. It was a cop video, and like the woman was there, and she pulled her gun out, and this crazy guy was coming after her with a knife, and like she was like firing her weapon, and she didn't freaking cock her gun, dude. She didn't. It wasn't ready to go. She's like, click, and like, oh shit. And she's running away. And then the male cop had to shoot the guy and save her. I'm like, exactly. If I ever need a police, I ever got some crazy lunatic with a knife running after me, I'm sorry. I don't want the woman there. I want the big, strong man there to protect me. Same thing with the military, like military. There's been 0 women that have tried to be a Navy SEAL, that even tried to be a Navy SEAL because they don't want to do it because it's too hard, right? Same reason why women don't do construction jobs. It's like 99% men, right? It's too hard. It's too hard. I'm not saying that they can't do it, but they don't want to. So, like, that's another thing, because women make less money than men. And like the feminists will have you thinking, oh, it's a chauvinistic world. And, these companies are paying women less just because they're women. That's not true. Donna, you know that, right? I know you know what I'm talking about. Yes. The NBA subsidizes $10 million? $10 million or is it 10 billion? 10 million, I think, dollars a year, every year for the WNBA to stay alive. And now with Caitlin Clark, they finally have enough money where they can take their own private planes now. But yet all the women hate on Caitlin Clark, right? They hate her because she's good. See, because women are emotional, right? Women are the biggest haters of other women. That's why a lot of women are friends with guys, the cool ones, because other women are just haters, dude. Men don't do that. I mean, they do sometimes, but usually men like lift other men up. Like, yeah, right on, dude, that guy's good. But women, if someone else comes in their territory and they start being a star, everyone hates her. Everyone fouls her, all kinds of crazy, ridiculous, right? It's like stupid, man. And like, this is you guys are complaining you don't make enough money. She's your ticket, dude. Like people are they're selling out games now because of her. Maybe you can make more money. You know what I mean? But they're haters. But anyways, women, they make less money, but they make less money for specific reasons, right? Number one, they're less ambitious, right? And I say they're less ambitious because stuff like I said, they don't want to do the high-paying jobs because they're too hard, construction, right? Or they don't want to be a Navy SEAL, right? I mean, if you look at the overtime, women are like, I don't know what the percentage is, but they're way less likely to work overtime than men. Men are like, yeah, I'll take the extra shift. Yeah, give me the overtime. Yeah, I need it. I need the money. Women don't want to do that. They want to work as little as possible. And then women also choose less paying jobs. Like I said, the harder jobs are, the high paying ones. Construction jobs are high paying jobs. Women don't do those. Look at all the high paying jobs. Doctors, lawyers, they're dominated by men. Yeah, there's women that do it, but not very many, right? Engineers, men. Accountants, men. These are all high paying jobs. What do the women do? Social worker, teacher, right? All the low paying jobs. Nurse. A nurse is actually a pretty high paying job, but they're not doctor, right? Doctors are men. Nurses are women, right? You see the difference? Why? Because they're less ambitious. They don't want to go through the school. They just want to go to the nurse, right? Men, it's a natural instinct. We're ambitious. We build things. Like, I don't even feel comfortable going on vacation, I was saying. I hate it because I'm not being productive. I'm not doing anything. I feel more endorphin hits when I'm like working and accomplishing things. Another reason is because they take time off for maternity leave. And if you can take the first 5 years off, that's great. If the husband can make enough money, more power to you. You don't have to send your kid to daycare and stuff like that. But when you go back to the workforce, you are now 5 years less experienced than similarly aged males. So of course the guy is going to make more money, right? So for all those reasons, they make less money. So that's what I'm saying. Anyways, kind of went off on a tangent, but I like gender roles. You know what I mean? Like I like to be the protector and the provider, you know what I mean? And I like the woman to be the nurturing one. Like women are better at a supporting role. You know what I mean? Like the woman's job should be to make the man like look like a badass, you know what I mean? In front of his friends, in front of like his peers. And like, that's her job. You know what I mean? Like if I have some friends come over and like, she's like, hey, how's it going, guys? Do you guys want anything to drink? Do you guys want any snacks or whatever? And comes out like with some food or something like that. I don't know. Like just like make me look good. You know what I mean? But like a lot of women today are like, oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm not your slave. And like, It's not that you're my slave, it's that you're my queen, right? There's a difference between a slave and a queen. Right? And like we talk about tyranny, and a tyrant is defined as that which rules with uh, oppressive ruling. How does it? What's a tyrant? I know what it is. They rule with like cruel oppression or something like that. They're cruel, right? But that's not really what you should be to your wife, right? She should be your queen. Should be a tyrant to her. I already lost some people in here. See, that's what happens when you talk about stuff like this: is people get butthurt and they leave. But that's why this is the Christopher Cordova channel and not the DMA channel. This is just kind of like, this is just me, dude. This is stuff that I'm interested in. I'm interested in social dynamics. And so this is the kind of stuff that I like to talk about on this channel. Yes, women take professions that are more nurturing. Exactly. That's why I'm saying social worker, teacher, nurses, right? They take jobs like caring for old people, right? They do hospice jobs. They do like marketing jobs, you know, where they can go schmooze people and stuff like that and use their looks to their advantage, right? Put my glasses on so I can read these comments. Getting a lot of comments now. Yeah. So he's saying push women hair, school nursing, and then he's talk about DEI, which I think they got rid of affirmative action, right? Isn't affirmative action gone? Thank God for that, right? I hope if you're in here, you can agree with affirmative action is a joke, right? Like, because I'm a man of color, I'm Latino, and I don't want to get into a school or get a job because, you know, I'm Hispanic. I want to get in because of my merits. So thank God for that. But now we got the DEI stuff. Yeah, rules with an iron fist. It's like a tyrant, right? You should never be like that with your wife. But your wife should be able to take direction, right? She shouldn't be disagreeable because men lead and women follow. That's the way it's been for millennia because it works. If you look at any successful marriage, it's usually the guy's the leader and the woman is the more submissive one. And it works. But it's not like that now because it's, oh, no, I don't got to take direction from my man. But that same woman will go to her job and her boss is a man and he'll say, hey, do this, that, and the other thing. And she says, yes, sir. And she does it. But then she comes home to her life partner that she decided to start a family with. And he tries to give her some direction. I'm not going to listen to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes no sense to me, dude. And that's how women think, though, nowadays. It's crazy, dude. I don't like that. Oh, it's only banned in 9 states? Yeah, it was replaced by DEI. It's like the same thing. I couldn't really tell a difference. Like, what's the difference between those two? Yeah, division, exclusion, and I forgot even division exclusion, but and even just having like DEI, it really just attracts more of that, of what they don't want. You know what I mean? That's what I think. The law of attraction, right? But the reason why affirmative action is in place is because people think that people are racist. People think that they're not going to accept you into the school because you're black. I just don't think that's the way it is. Like, all of a sudden we're like this racist ass country. You know what I mean? Like, I grew up in the 90s, and like I said, I was Spanish, and I didn't really experience, I grew up in a white neighborhood. I didn't experience any racism. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that it doesn't exist, but I didn't experience it. And like in the 90s, we weren't that racist. And now all of a sudden, and we're getting more racist. Like we're going backwards on the evolutionary process. That doesn't make sense. How are we more racist now? Right? Or like, are we as racist as we were in the 60s? You know what I mean? Like, it's like a victim mentality, you know what I mean? And then it just perpetuates it because it's like a virus. It spreads, and then, oh yeah, you're right. Instead of being, instead of, like black people, instead of, buying property and getting a job and like getting a mortgage and, buying things that are assets, right? That make you money. They don't do that, right? They buy spinners. And people are going to say I'm racist now, but that's not racist. It's a fact. It's a stereotype, really. But that's what they do. And even Chris Rock said that, dude, in one of his stand-ups. That's what black people do. That's why black people don't save money, because they buy spinners. They're spinning. That's what Chris Rock said, making fun of them. But it's true. That's what they do. And white people, and it's not just white people, it's the demographic. There could be black people that grew up in a white neighborhood, maybe, and they have the same thought process. But like black neighborhoods, the most of those black neighborhoods, the kids are raised just by the mom, right? So they're broken families. So they're already put at a disadvantage. And so they don't grow up right. When you are raised just by the mom, you're like, I don't know what the percentage is, but I know it's much more likely that the kid's going to grow up to be a juvenile delinquent. Why? Because there's no masculine energy in there. There's no logical lay the law down energy in there. It's just your mom, the nurturing one. And you can just walk all over your mom. You know what I mean? So they don't listen to them, and they become defiant, and they get in trouble. But if the kid is raised by the man, the juvenile delinquency ratio doesn't change. It could be man and woman, same ratio. Just man, same ratio. Just woman, way higher ratio. That's a fact. I can believe that. And the Black Lives Matter movement, like they're the most racist of them all, dude. Like they're known to disqualify white people from joining them in their rallies and stuff like that because they're white. So they're participating in the exact same antics that they're fighting against. I think they're a joke, dude. I think the Black Lives Matter is a big fat joke. I mean, one of the leaders was a woman of the Black Lives Matter. I don't remember her name, but I looked her up and I found out about her. She was saying that she advocates for people during the George Floyd protests. She advocates for people going and looting and stealing TVs from Walmart. And her reasoning is because those companies have insurance. That's her justification. That's Black Lives Matter for you. Yeah, they should go and steal TVs from Walmart and Target because they have insurance. Like, dude, seriously? I even did an interview of this black lady it's on the DMA channel, actually. I don't know if I have it for members now, but I interviewed her and I said about that stuff because she was all Black Lives Matter, great. And then I kind of challenged her beliefs a little bit. And she was like, oh, when you put it that way, yeah. But then I said, yeah, so then you disagree with the leaders of Black Lives Matter saying that people should be able to loot because they have insurance? And she's like, oh, well, yeah, I guess if you put it that way, yeah, I guess if they have insurance, yeah, they should. That was her decision. Like, oh, yeah, you're right. I guess, yeah, if they have insurance, then sure. Like, that's the thought process of these people, man. They got insurance. It's fine. Like, dude, what about the insurance company? Like, people have to make a profit, dude. Like the poor guy that decided to start an insurance company, dude. And he put all his investment and worked years and went to college and learned how to start a company and get a management structure and do all this stuff to start an insurance company. Just put all the blame on him, man. He can pay for it. It's fine. We can steal TVs. Yeah. I mean, dude, honestly, I think in the United States that the most discriminated against person is the white man right now. White man and people with cameras. And I said to Regan in my video on the 2.0 channel, I said, you know what I feel like this activism stuff is? It's like black people in the 60s. That's how they treat people with cameras, dude. Like, we're literally discriminated against for having the camera. Because see, I could go in and ask questions in a government building without the camera, and it's perfectly fine. You know, I mean, they'll answer all your questions. Me and Sweet Tea did a thing. I brought a camera in to this the permit building in Colorado Springs, and they all freaked out and were acting all dumb and ignoring me and being rude and everything else. And like, this guy was calling his supervisor, the fire chief guy was calling a supervisor, and the supervisor said, hey, you know, he can take pictures, it's fine. Like, there's this big old deal. And then even in their policy, it says that if any member of the public asks any questions, you must refer to them to the PIO. It says in their own policy. So they weren't lying. Well, we can't answer any questions. Got to refer you to the PIO. But it says, it doesn't say journalists or you have a camera. It says any member of the public that asks any questions, you have to refer them to the PIO. So we sent Sweet Tea in there with some spy glasses, not knowing that she's recording. And like, it was a night and day different reaction, dude. They're super nice to her, accommodating. She asked question after question after question. They answered every single question she had, violating their own policy. Because I looked it up. I did a public records request for it. So yeah, if you have a camera, it's like you're discriminated against, dude. It's so crazy, the mindset. Especially the older white man. Oh yeah, and then everyone else has their rates going up. Like, someone has to pay for it. So the law-abiding citizen that doesn't steal has to pay for their insurance to go up too, right? It's like when people steal clothes. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna say like I'm perfect, dude. Like, trust me, I was a troublemaker, dude. I used to steal clothes when I was a teenager. But like, there's a reason why. I mean, people have to make a profit, right? Or they're not going to be in business. They're there to make money. So if you're stealing clothes, they got to make it up somehow. So they just raise the price of their clothes. They figure in, okay, this is how much we're going to have from loss. This is how much people are going to steal. So in order to make our money, this is how much we got to charge. But if no one ever stole any clothes, it'd be less. That's another one that could get more people to leave the chat here is, who's a better driver, men or women? I'll say one thing that about women drivers is that I've noticed. First of all, women are less coordinated than men. That's a fact. So I think that has something to do with the driving. Like, when women start losing control of the vehicle, I think a man's more able to gain control of it than the woman can, like in a snowstorm or something. That's just, I don't have any proof of that, but that's just, my opinion. But one thing that I've always noticed, whenever there is at a red light and then the light turns green and you're just sitting there waiting and they're not paying attention, you got to honk the horn at them. It's a woman, dude. It's always a woman, because they're doing their makeup or they're texting or they're doing like they're trying to multitask. Women like to multitask. They don't pay attention. And I'm serious. Every time that like I'm sitting there at a red light and like I notice that and I'm like, guaranteed it's a woman, I'll pull up and sure enough, it's a woman, dude. I'm telling you, there was like, I've done this probably out of like 50 times since I've been noticing it. I think out of like probably 50 times that's happened to me. One time it was a guy and I was like, it's probably a woman. I pull up and it was a dude. And I was like, oh shit, it's a dude. I was surprised. Do you guys notice that too? Notice that whenever you're at a red light and it turns green and they ain't paying attention, it's a woman, dude. I promise you. That's not like the biggest deal ever, but I'm just saying, that's just one thing that I noticed. It's kind of funny. Men on average are better drivers. I would say that. Just because they're more coordinated, I think, is probably the reason. Yeah, dude. Whenever people are driving crazy, man, like that, like not paying attention and stuff like that. If a man is driving recklessly, it's because he's being aggressive. Like he's trying to split lanes and drive aggressively. When women are bad drivers, because they're not paying attention, they're just doing stuff without taking other people into consideration. So there's like different types of bad drivers between men and women. I sure went way longer than I thought. Went like an hour over I thought I was going to. Was it turned into a good conversation? Oh, dude, 600 for 6 months, dude. I'm getting freaking jacked right now, dude. I think I'm paying like 200. I don't even know what I'm paying. I think it's like $250 a month for my full coverage. I need to shop around. You're supposed to change your car insurance like every 6 months. And I'm supposed to stick with the same every time. You can always get cheaper insurance. It's just more of a pain in the ass. That's what I'm talking about. Like that's something I need the woman to do. You know what I mean? I don't have time for that shit. Because every time I get these things, oh, check out our car insurance. I like always save it. So I'm going to call that later. Then I never have time. But like if you had the woman that was just the housewife, she could take care of that stuff for you. You know what I mean? I don't got time for that shit. What? You get away with not having car insurance? I paid $0 a year for 12 years. Right on, dude. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Dang, bro, that's cool. I don't know how you got away with that. How they threw it out. You must have some kind of secret to get them to throw out the no insurance. And then like another reason too, I always say that behind every cop watcher is a police officer that made him that way. You know what I mean? Just little stuff too. Like, well, I say that because, police, the way they treat people and everyone has a bad experience and then they end up picking up a camera. Right. But you take other stuff like I was driving one time and it was kind of rainy out and I was driving and the light turned. I was pulling up to the light and I was going the speed limit and the light turned green. And there was one car on this lane and one car in this lane. It's 2 lanes. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was in the right lane and there was no cars in the right lane. And then there was 2 cars in the left lane, like this, right? 2 cars. And the right lane was perfectly clear. And so I was in the right lane. I was cruising. I'm like, cool, the light turned green. I'm going the speed limit. I'll just keep cruising. The person in front on the left lane, probably a woman like we were talking about, didn't notice that the light turned. So they were just sitting there, right? And so this person gets tired of waiting for him and just pulls out into the right lane right in front of me, dude. So I had to slam on my brakes. Like I said, it was rainy, so I was skidding and I had to turn because I was going to hit that guy. So I had to turn to not hit him. And so I hit the person that was stuck standing there at the red light, not moving. Boom, ran into her. It was a woman. Remember I was saying it was a woman? I remember now. I hit her. It was a woman, of course. So the guy that caused the accident, of course, he takes off, right? And so then the cops get called, of course. It was a big accident. Nobody was hurt, luckily. But the cops give me a ticket, dude, because I hit the lady. I told the cops what happened, dude. This guy pulled right in front of me. I had to swerve to not hit him, and I hit her. I was just cruising, green light, dude. And he ran my background. He's like, gave me the ticket. He's like, you got to go to this court, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, do you know where that is? He's like, do you know where that is? And I was like, yeah, I know where it is. And he's like, yeah, I know you do. Because he was looking up my criminal history, right? That said I have a lot of it. I was like, oh, yeah, you got to throw that in there, douchebag. Then I go to court and I explain it to him. And I was like, dude, there's cameras. There's cameras. I can see them in the intersection. I was like, can you pull the cameras? Talking to the DA. Oh, okay, yeah, we'll see what we can do. And then go to the next court date. Oh, we looked and we couldn't get any footage. There's nothing there. Those cameras are for whatever. We don't know what they're for. I was like, what? Dude, you telling me if there was like a murder that happened in that intersection, you'd just be telling people, oh, we can't get them. We don't know what those cameras are for. Yeah, right, dude. But when it's for me to try to get out of a ticket that I'm not even trying to get out of it. I didn't do anything wrong. I was driving safely. You know what I mean? Like then you don't want to go through the effort to find the guy that actually caused the accident. That could be another reason right there that people start disliking government. You know what I mean? They screw people over. Government's a piece of trash, dude. But that's funny, dude. That I just saying that women are the ones that stop at red lights or at green lights. They don't pay attention. And then I just said that story. Forgot that way. It was a woman too. And I had liability insurance because my car wasn't really a great car, this older car. And I had 25,000 coverage, the bare minimum. And luckily it was enough. She ended up getting like whiplash, I think. She had to go to the doctor later. And so my insurance covered it. But then I ended up, I ran into my attorney, right? Not the attorney I have now, my old attorney. I was in court and I was like, hey man, can you help me with this, bro? Blah, blah, blah. I told him what happened. He's like, yeah, man, just give me $300. I got you. I gave him 300 cash. Bam. He went in and talked to him. And the DA, they had notes that said, do not accept anything less than the reckless driving or whatever they were trying to get me with. And my attorney, like, if you have an attorney, this is what attorneys do, man. Like if you go in by yourself, they're going to screw you because they can bully you, but you got an attorney all of a sudden. Now all of a sudden the game changes. So for $300, I got them to go down to, they changed it to driving a defective vehicle, not non-collision, nothing. Actually, no, it was letting someone else drive your vehicle without them knowing that they didn't have a license or something. Like I wasn't even the one driving at all. That's what I pled to. It was like super minor, doesn't go on the DMV or nothing like that. I was like a little fine and that's it. So I got that, right? Instead of whatever the big thing that they were trying to charge me with. So that helped. But then of course my insurance took liability. And I tried to tell them, look, dude, don't take liability. I didn't do it. And I didn't even plead to that anyways. And of course they still took liability. So my insurance went up too. You know what I mean? Why? Because the cops and the government and the DA didn't want to do their job and do the proper investigation and go look at the security cameras that are up there. So. Yeah, they weren't traffic cams, they said. But like I said, if somebody got unalived there in that intersection, trust me, they'd be having them, right? You know what I'm saying? But if it's to get you out of some, something that's more minor, they don't want to do their job. Oh, we don't know, can't do it. I remember the DA saying, those cameras I don't even know what those are for, but they're for something else. Like that's what she was saying, literally something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but something stupid like that. Like, I know the cameras exist, but basically we're not going to look into them for you. Here's your deal. Take it, bow down, bend over, and grab your ankles. So she was telling me. And then she wrote in the notes, do not, I was like, I'm going to get an attorney then, I told her. And I told her, I'm going to get an attorney. And so she wrote notes in there, do not give any, for the next DA or anyone else took the case, do not accept anything less than blah, blah, blah. And then I walked out and I ran into my attorney and I told him, hey man, this is what's going on. He's like, oh, just give me $300. I was like, hi, my next court date's this time. And I went in, I gave him 300 cash, boom. And then he negotiated that for me. Yeah, right. Yeah, I could see that. They're there for spying. Like I think that maybe the municipal courts and like the county courts, they don't probably even have access to them. They're probably like the government, like big time government has those for like when they enforce martial law and stuff and there's curfews and they need to spy on people. I think those are what those are for, because in Denver, in the Denver metropolitan area, every single intersection has a camera, every single one, multiple cameras. So they can get the full 360. But I literally think that DA was probably telling the truth. Like they don't, I don't think they have access to those. Data collection and third party. Yeah, if you commit a crime, like I said, if you commit a serious crime, then they're on you, bud. So, all right, guys. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me for a few hours. I had a great time. So, everyone have a great rest of your night, and I'll talk to you later. All right, peace.